Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 49 of the Glory Days podcast. We are depressed, and we are back.
Okay.
For another episode. I hate...
Can't stand Queenslander.
Queenslander. I can't stand it. Anyways, we are back. If you can't tell, the vibes are low, as predicted. We had a record... Well, I wouldn't say a record crowd, but an incredibly large crowd that turned up and saw us shit the bed against Brisbane Roar.
Standard procedure.
Yep, absolute standard procedure whenever we seemingly have a really good chance to, get the real casual support back in the club.
Surely we're not going to make the same mistake as last time when we gave away all the free tickets against Victory last season. Maybe we should give them against Mariners when there's actually a good chance we might win. No, let's do it against Brisbane.
Let's do it against fucking Brisbane Roar.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I still think we should have won that game 100%. In terms of player-for-player quality.
That should have been a win on paper.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I really am not...
I love the boys, but that was a shit performance.
I love the boys, but I'm really not happy about having an attack that struggled against fucking Austin Ludwig. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's a serious problem. But we've got a lot of serious problems to cover today.
And
but we'll get into
For some reason, Chris Long just pisses me off, man.
Michael Roos was even worse, but we'll get into it.
We'll get into it. Like I said, serious problems to cover today. But as always, the serious problem that is our fan base has sent in some fan comments.
They've flooded the comments.
Well, let's get into
it's
it.
Standard whenever we lose, they're like, the boys are going to lose this shit.
Yes.
Right, so here we go. Nick, he said... Can't expect fans to come back after performances like that. Both fullbacks poor. Need the injured lads and Kohler back in ASAP. We do have some news on Kohler that we will drop a bit later on. Definitely missing proper wingers. Only positive is we've got the Wanderers next week, lol. Daniel Fieldgate struggled to control key moments. Too many phases where the tempo dropped. Not enough composure in the final third. And defensively, we were punished. This was the chance to build belief and momentum in front of a big crowd. Instead, it felt like a reminder of where we're still short. Muller, he said, Griffo, 11 games managed, 5 wins, 6 losses, with 5 of those losses at home. Great to have Sebastian back, but the eternal injury list is a concern. 6,000 casual fans, and I predict not one will return after that turgid display. Inability to perform in front of a large crowd needs to be studied. Jay, we never looked in the game after the first 30 minutes. Where did the intensity go? Christos, he said, terrible performance in front of a big crowd. Unfortunately, Griff is not the man to take this club forward. He has been a great quick fix, but he is miles off it. Daniel, if I was a casual Glory fan coming to today's game on a free ticket, I would be wondering what all the hype is about and inclined to take my money elsewhere. Same Glory, lack of ideas going forward, just cross after cross. After Taggart's goal, it took till the 62nd minute for the next shot. Bo, he said, first 20 was strong, but we lost our way after the goal. Klein, that fucking prick, took control in the middle and was best on ground. Once they took the lead, they were always going to park the bus. Disappointed in Sutton and Shamoon, lacking aggression out wide. Sad fact, we scored more goals last season in front of the shed. Tom, he said, this is one of the classic fool me once, shame on you, fool me 5 times a season for the last 6 years, shame on me type scenarios. Ryan, he said, we need a better utilisation of wingers. They are so uninspiring going forward, though Boz and Gio looked good, but our midfield was wide open during transition. And also, someone checked the ref's same-game multi on over 20.5 Glory fouls. Luke, unfortunately, I seriously doubt we make the finals now. Would you guys continue on with Griffiths next season if we don't because of the quality of the squad?
Let's just touch on that quickly since, we actually got asked a question there.
Yep.
Realistically, who else is there to actually go for in the terms of Australian coaches? There's not really much because China has essentially raided our coffers. Yeah. Both the Aloisi brothers gone.
I don't think we should be having this conversation. I think it's too early to judge.
Well, we have been asked a question.
Yeah, but I know, but you give him to the end of the season. If he makes finals, he stays on. If he doesn't, I know it's harsh, but he goes. That's the way I look at it.
But who would you look towards in terms of if, let's say for the sake of the argument, we don't make finals?
Who's the current assistant?
Who's the current?
Graham Arnold after the World Cup.
You look at Graham Arnold?
I don't think we have the kind of pull for those kind of big managers, to be honest.
Okay, who do we get? Some third division Serbian coach?
Look, I'm sorry, but if we can pull Tom Lawrence, I'm sure we can pull Graham Arnold.
Well, I think the manager discussion is
Why are we
as
having it?
Josh said,
Because
it's
we got asked a question.
It's too soon.
No.
It's too
Well,
soon.
the answer to your question is no.
Yeah.
I don't know what the question was because I was kind of zoned
No,
out,
would
but
you would you continue on with Griffiths next season?
Well,
From
I mean, at this point, yes.
It's,
I mean,
it's
I think
entirely
Griffiths is doing a
entirely
fantastic
subjective
job.
based on what happens at the end of the season. Because I think we can all agree if we can't get finals with this squad with Griffo,
oh yeah, then there's a problem. But
then yeah.
look, you have to remember we did have a couple games to start without Griffo in charge. I get we can eventually look past those, but at the same time, those wins and losses we have,
yeah,
the first few of those losses were just after Dave got the boot.
Yeah.
And they were, pretty lackadaisical.
Yeah.
So you could argue, you could look at his record after the international break because that's
I think
when
that's
he had
a
a
good
proper
point
chance.
because as well, like from the 6 games he's lost, it did take him a few games to get them sort of going. But if we had him from pre-season, we're like
that's it.
3 points away from top 6.
Well, I think that's been
Yeah.
the going line. They've all said,
So-
what if we had Griffo from the start? Where would we be?
Yeah, exactly. Give him a
So-
full pre-season, give him the players he actually
Yeah.
wants for his system as well. I think anyone who's calling for his head already is just like... I understand why we're being so aggressive because we've just been through hell.
Just remember
Last
where
2
we
years.
were like
Yeah.
6
Yeah.
weeks ago.
Give again, we said... Look, we had arguably the worst manager in this club's history and we were
Shit, yeah.
and we were saying give him time and the right players.
Yep.
And look where that got us, right? Now we've got someone who's clearly, tactically competent and understands how the league works.
Yeah.
Give him a chance, all right? If we're willing
Also
to give
doesn't
Dave
have
a
his best
chance,
players out available.
no, exactly. So
Yeah.
let's give him a fair off-season. I think even if we don't make finals, if we miss out by a few points,
Yep.
give him another chance. Why not? Why not give him that 10-game stretch to start next season
Definitely.
with a full off-season and saying, I want this player, I want that player.
Yep.
It'd be stupid not to because you can't have the vibes and the results we've been getting, especially away from home, which we haven't had in years,
Yep.
and then start calling for his head when we lose a few at home.
Yeah.
I'm not having
Maybe-
that conversation.
I think an interesting point of contention as well is also the way that we're losing a lot of these games. Like you look at the teams we lose to.
It's the same way.
Exactly.
It is.
It's this the
Which is
same
fine.
style of low block defensive football. And I understand a lot of people are going to say, oh well then maybe we should go for an attacking coach who knows how to break down low blocks. You can't just break down low blocks
No.
with attacking football. That's not how it
Or
works.
if you don't have the right players.
exactly.
Yeah.
Look,
You're gonna come up
in a
short.
low block
It's a problem
in
for
a
a couple seasons now. Like
Look, in a low
Yeah.
block game, all it is literally just about trying to force mistakes. There's nothing you can do
Yes.
outside of forcing mistakes because there's no space for intricate passing structure.
The only-
There's
okay.
no possibilities for, intricate chance creation.
But we'll
and,
touch on this when we get onto the game, but I think it does kind of expose a little bit in terms of where we're lacking in certain profiles.
And that's fine.
And that's fine. There's only so much that you can
This
do.
this is the only time I would have gone, oh, geez, Nat Blair would have been nice here, wouldn't it? Some height in the box to get it into and
Yeah.
be able to sort of chest it down. Because, other than Gabby Popovich, who unfortunately has the first touch of
Trampoline.
redacted.
Yep.
But, it's
Yeah.
it's
Well,
it's
like-
not ideal.
like I was saying this, I love Gio and Bozza, but I felt like we were lacking a bit of height in the midfield as well.
Absolutely.
And that bringing Amos on with 10 minutes to go was...
Yeah, that was a bit perplexed by that. We've still got shitloads of fan comments, so
Oh, wow. Okay.
yeah, we've got a lot.
Jeez.
James Marin, 1, this one-on, one-off winning situation is stressful. 2, in an unbiased opinion, felt the ref had a pretty shite game. 3, felt like towards the end we ran out of ideas, but you can't win them all, and we did keep trying all the way till the final whistle.
Fair.
Jane B91, a snippet from the A-League off-air podcast intro sums up some of what I saw in the second half. To quote Daniel McBreen, fucking dog shit. Some really untidy play, but Christ, what a bunch of fuckwits the Raw players are. Would not be sorry to see their players get injured. I completely agree. Pockle, same old Brisbane, always cheating. Lino and the referee both fucking useless. The Twin Towers were quite literally Twin Towers. Pennington was the only one who didn't look defeated. Ethan, can't have Bozza and Diabreu together against a physical team.
Yeah, that's true.
And literally what Joshua was saying.
Yeah.
They are too small and got completely dominated by Klein. Lost so many 50-50 contests, no wonder we look so bad.
Yeah.
Jamal Lowe, he had a few thoughts. He said, Despotovsky to start next week, please. I can't stand Peno ball anymore. Tom Lawrence, worst game in a Glory shirt as well. Yeah, I think that's a point that we'll touch on, definitely. Ethan, that Amos yellow was completely wrong, and VAR showed terrible angles for the handballs. Ref as bad as I've ever seen. Bo, Adam Kersey loves to fuck us over time and time again. Pockle, why is there not an option for nobody as man of the match? Lachlan, he said, yeah, not good enough. We got monstered for at least 50 minutes. Our setup looked all wrong. They pressed with a lot of intensity. First half, Osler got found out by getting sucked to the ball, other side, and they would make a quick switch and utilise the space. Almost felt like they had an extra man out there at times. Every time Lawrence left Klein to push up and Boz or Diabreu took him, they would get the ball back to the keeper and he'd manage to find their striker somehow. Intensity was off but good last 30 minutes. Yowie, daylight robbery at home, awful penalty call, missed handball in the build-up to Brisbane's second. That decision killed our energy. Brisbane offered nothing, yet our attack was toothless. And when we go behind, what's the plan? Cross an inshallah. I've seen this movie before. Jordan, disgusting. Play like a bunch of pussies after the Taggart goal. Why do we sit back like good boys after we score? Penetrate the see you next Tuesdays. Try and register more than one shot in a fucking half. I expect a fucking response versus Western Sydney or else I'm throwing hands. Thanks, Jordan. And finally...
Which Jordan was that?
Jordan, PGFC.
Jordan, THFC level.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
What happened to him? He's always so quite a lot more like relaxed, dude.
How can you be relaxed
Now,
after that?
I think this is a bit of a suspect comment. This is the last one. So from Christos.
Oh, yeah.
18 goals against in 13 games is abysmal. Time to give Birras a run in between the sticks. He's still one of the very best in the league and was one of the league's best in his early years.
Shut up!
You've had. Okay, I'm sorry, but
This is not the first time he's asked for fucking
I'm
Birras.
gonna take the bait because we need to address it. I'm sure that we would all love for Birras, if he were to get a chance in the first team, to have an absolutely brilliant run with it.
Yes.
Yep.
However, the last few seasons, since he left the Mariners at least, he was awful at Dundee. I think we can all agree. Dundee fans would agree. Anyone who watched him in the SPFL would agree.
I went through the Twitter section, the comment section on Dundee when they announced he left, and most...
It was like war is over kind of thing.
Yeah.
Kind of that, I think one of my favourite comments was
Which,
like,
look, it's harsh for a player.
It is.
And it's shit for a player.
but it
on
was
the
like
receiving end of
my
that.
favourite Mark Biraghitti moment is when he left.
Yeah.
Like it was like a lot of fans in the comment section were saying he's the worst keeper they've ever seen.
Yeah,
I
so-
was like, damn, bro.
Just
Remember when he went
to
on
add
that
on, just to
7-day
add on that,
loan to Coolum?
yeah, but just to add on that as well,
Yeah.
right? 3 awful years at Dundee.
Yeah.
On top of that, coming back to the NPL, where, to be fair, overall he did, I'd say, okay to a relative degree.
To an NPL
But-
standard.
To an NPL standard, he did all right. But for a player that has played at such a high level, was recently playing in Europe,
Yeah.
you expect a lot better than some of the games in which he was giving away, easy goals, making poor positional sort of decisions, conceding 6 goals in one game, stuff like that.
It wasn't very
To be honest,
promising.
boys, and I know you're not going to like this, but I think this is a little bit harsh because we haven't actually given him a chance to prove himself.
No,
'Cause
but
he looked
I
okay
understand.
in pre-season.
But
That is
that's
true,
yeah.
but
Okay, but
why would we take the risk to experiment? Because from what we've seen
there's
with
no
Matt
need to
Sutton,
risk.
from what we've seen with Matt Sutton, we've seen that we've had games where he's single-handedly dug us out and got us wins, got us,
kept us in the game.
yeah, kept us in the game, got us crucial saves. Even the Brisbane game, he did very, very
There's a
well
few
in my
saves there. I'm
opinion.
like, wow.
I think
100%.
unfortunately, it's football. He unfortunately injured his knee.
Yep.
Someone else came in as a replacement, and he's done well. So I think
Look, and the other side of
harsh
it too is
reality
that
of football.
Matty's in his mid-20s, Birras is in his mid-30s.
Yeah.
You'd be absolutely stupid to drop Sutton
Yep.
for a 34, 35
And you're
year
more
old
likely
goalkeeper.
to get a fee for something.
Well, that's the thing.
Especially
His
like you
stock
just
is-
signed
his stock
Sutton
is
on a new
rising.
3-year
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
Like you've just signed a young keeper to a 3-year deal, but no, let's drop him for the aging keeper who's we're trying to flog off anyway because he's not going to be getting game time. That is one of the stupidest comments I've ever heard.
Yep.
And I understand he's doing it for engagement bait, and I haven't nibbled at all. But I don't know how much he's paying you to say these comments.
It's
but it's
silly.
just I get it's just bait, but
It's
also
silly.
like, do you actually watch the games, or are you just here to try
Our
and
fan
piss us
base
off?
No,
don't
he's-
watch the game.
I don't know. I think I've seen some stuff from that account before. I think he's desperately wanting Birras to play. And look,
But why? Could you comment next episode why? Could you tell us why?
Well, he wasn't. This guy wasn't a fan of Griff to begin with. He was the guy that I sent. That
He
comment
was,
in.
yes.
So I don't know.
Boys, I reckon we should do call-ins. So like,
How funny
That'd
would
be
it
so
Say
good.
How funny would it be?
Oh,
Episode 50, next episode, Half a Central do fan call in.
Jamal
it's Ross
Lowe
Pellegrini.
calling. I will be there.
All right.
Adam Zimmerino.
I reckon we just
call
have like
in.
live debates with them, like Charlie Kirk debates.
Oh,
Fuck.
well, hopefully, I'm not going to say that, but
Yeah.
like, Like that would be very fun. Let us know in the comments if there's any, if that's something that you'd like to see. If there's any other ideas that you would like to see. Cutie, I know that you're probably one of the first people that's gonna.
We are not ticklish either, mate.
We're not
so
ticklish,
shut the
but
fuck up.
I know that you're probably one of the first people
Right.
that's gonna call in.
Where
Just
was
ask
his
our
game?
YouTube
Did he say to
thing.
come?
Yeah, that's all the fan comms.
Oh, it was fucking Bauga.
Bauga.
Yeah.
Second or third. or
Yeah, we-
something.
I do. Before we speak about the game, I do want to. I have a point about the fan comments and the 6,000 fans that won't return.
The casual
But
fans, yeah.
I did see a TikTok, and it was this like guy who'd come from the UK. He likes his football. He's traveling, and he's like, I know not all games going to be like that, but he was in the shed. He was loving it, mate. He's like, I know we lost, but I'm definitely coming back.
Yeah.
Well, that was the thing. We were at the
Yeah.
Brizzy, and it was absolutely packed. And
Yeah.
there was a lot of people that were wearing, shirts from the UK, be it Rangers shirts. There was people wearing some other shirts from the UK, and it's
There's
like,
people sitting behind us that were very British. You can
Yeah.
tell.
You've just got to release him there.
Just release the ball quicker, you fucking.
Yeah.
tackle him, Tommy.
But also, I think the atmosphere was really good. So I think people will return purely because of the atmosphere, and also because they let kids on the field afterwards. That's
Yep.
also an incentive for parents to be like, "Oh, that was fun. We'll bring our kids back because that was a good time,
So,
wasn't it?" Yeah.
That will never happen.
we
again.
will discuss the game. So round 13, Perth Glory 1, Brisbane Roar 2.
I don't want to discuss it. We can just
Yeah,
Let's discuss like
that
just
was.
let's talk about the Manchester
Let's
derby.
just, let's just talk
No,
about the
no,
current
so-
economical and political state of the
so-
world right
shut
now.
Alex. Yeah, that was so.
Alex, stay on track.
Yeah, we'll start with some initial thoughts, but yeah, just straight off the
Are you
bat,
ticklish?
as we kind of alluded to, yeah, that was a pretty poor performance.
But it's same old because how
It
many
is.
times with losses we've seen? I mean, with Dave, it would be we got 90 minutes of no trying, but it seems like the first 30 minutes of all our losses are us really pushing it. Then we stop, and then we start again when we're losing.
It was victory
It's
copy
weird.
and paste.
Yeah, it was, but it's weird. Why? Why is it after 30 minutes we stop doing everything we were so good at doing, and then we only start doing it again once we start losing? I just what's happening there? I don't understand it.
Funny.
Okay.
nah,
I think after the penalty, it just killed the game.
well,
shouldn't.
and I was saying this, Alex, and you're telling me to shut the fuck up. But I think it's the point that we probably don't want to admit, but it was the reality. Brisbane played their cards exceptionally well.
They did.
They played.
sure.
I
They knew
can't-
what we were sucked
I
at and they
can't
attacked
stand
it.
how they play. I can't stand how, and I'm gonna have to bleep this out. I can't stand how they are. But
Yeah.
that is just who they are as a team.
Yeah.
I love it that their fans are trying to detach themselves from that. Well, we're not a physical team. We're not this. We're not that. We're just getting the rub of the green from the referee, and it's like, no, you guys are a physical team.
You guys are a
You're a
bunch
bunch of
of-
shit
It
houses.
is
And you're from
outrageous how
Queensland.
good
Shut
the
the
rub
fuck
of the
up.
green they've been getting is.
Yeah.
That's it.
For as
That
for as
second goal was
dirty of a
just
team as they are.
Yeah.
Right, they are grubs.
I'm sorry.
They are
Like
fucking
for as
grubs.
dirty of a team as they are, they get a very favourable rub of the green.
Bro,
Yeah.
they're grubs. And look, I don't think we're ready for it. I don't think we're ready for it at all.
No.
And I think they baited us well.
Yeah.
Rage baited.
Michael Roos is certainly a chirpy character for someone that doesn't score that many goals.
No.
Because if you watch the replays back for both goals, he runs straight over to Matt Sutton, literally is right in his face, celebrating and trying to wind him up. The thing that disappointed me, because we've always talked about, since
To
Griff
be
has
fair,
come
they
in...
were teammates.
No, but the point is, since Griff has come in, we've talked about morale and team building and guys being connected, and we're performing a lot better as a team. The thing I hated was not one player ran over and pushed him over and told him to fuck off.
No,
and get
because
lost.
I
That's
think
what I
Then they
fucking
get
hated.
sent off.
because the immediate
That's what I
time one of
fucking
our
hated.
players retaliates, fucking Kersey comes over like a little fucking
know.
punce and gives him a fucking red card. I hate that fucking joke. And can we discuss this now? Just the state of A-League refereeing, because we
Yes.
saw the
the victory goal.
same day. Victory denied a last. I obviously
after.
know like a last second winner. It wasn't a winner because Adelaide went and scored anyway.
But they probably wouldn't have.
But that probably goal doesn't probably happen if you
Victory
don't
scored.
disallow the completely fucking legitimate screamer that gets scored.
Yeah.
How the fuck does that get disallowed for interfering with play?
Even
from
Joe
an offside
Lolly
position?
posted it on his story, and he was like, "How's this not a goal?"
Everyone in fucking A-League Twitter is wondering how the fuck
Even
does that get disallowed?
Stefan Mork, who's like the biggest
the biggest
biggest
Adelaide shill.
bias, he even said, "I'm happy it was disallowed, but also that's awful." Like,
Yeah,
and you know it's bad when
exactly.
he says it's bad.
You-
That's probably one of the worst disallowed.
That's
goals
how
I've
you can
ever
tell
seen.
when a decision from a referee is not just like It's the best feeling ever when you have your opinion completely validated by going online and seeing that even fans of the club that decision was made in favor of are saying that's fucking awful. Like, I felt so good. Like, Manchester Derby last night, we lost. That's shit. Congratulations, James. But I felt so good when I went online after Dallo somehow gets away with nearly snapping Doku's leg in half.
Yeah. And
United, I see Mark Goldbridge saying, "How the fuck is that not a red?" By the way, I was just like, "Thank you. I'm not crazy."
But to bring it back to this one, I mean, look, we can be called sour grapes, but that was an atrocious refereeing performance.
It was
in
boys,
every degree. It wasn't just one. It wasn't just that first goal with the handball. That, look, to be fair,
I thought it was harsh, but it was.
It's a 50-50.
I agree.
50-50. It was fair.
But here's the thing. In my case, and the argument I want to make is, if it's 50-50, do you not then stick with the original on-field call?
That's true.
Because VAR is brought in for... Sorry, I'll just finish the point.
Clear and obvious
VAR is brought in to overturn clear and obvious human error. Can we really stand here and say that decision was clear and obvious? If we're standing here saying, it's 50-50, can go either way, well, then why are you not sticking with the on-field decision?
Yeah.
Okay, what I want to ask you is let's switch the teams, right? If that was Perth's call, would have you been annoyed if we didn't get the penalty?
Look, obviously, but I'm a biased fan, but also at the same time, me being a former referee, I would be able to accept, okay, there's probably just not enough there. The angles, first of all, for the decision were shit. The angles that we were looking at were really bad.
Yep.
But I would know deep down there's just not enough there to overturn it. Because even with, and I saw this argument that some people were making with the Newcastle Jets penalty that we received.
That's the thing.
They're forgetting the on-field decision was penalty.
Yeah.
And they looked at the VAR, and the argument was not that, it's guaranteed penalty. It was insufficient. It was insufficient evidence to overturn the decision.
Because Tags, when the penalty happened, I'm pretty sure his arm was away from his body because he's turning away to block the shot.
Yeah.
So what's the rule? Is it if you make your arm unnaturally larger?
So
what's the story?
This is the stupid thing, and we discussed it I discussed it in length a couple of weeks ago on the pod. But the fucking rules keep changing every single season, and they really need to stop doing this.
Yep.
Because football refereeing, or the rules of football, the laws of the game, are already so in such a grey area because everything's subjective based on the decision of the referee. Yep. But the fact that they keep changing it year on year to how proximity to the goal, and then you have to take into account body positioning. Do they make their body bigger? Is it intentional? Proximity to the actual ball when it's kicked. It's just like, how many fucking different aspects are you going to have to introduce to the thing? But then on top of that, you have VAR that are then making that call to say, actually, you need to take a look at this. And then the referee saying, there's enough there to overturn my original decision. Well, if every argument is that it's 50-50, well, then what sufficient evidence is there to overturn that call? Especially when the actual angles that we were looking at were very, very debatable.
It looked inconclusive to a point, but I don't know. I think it's just one where the way that the game is going, that they're going to give those sorts of dubious calls. But look, we'll touch on the penalty a little bit later. I just want to get some... Again, let's go back to the initial point about thoughts of the Brisbane game as a starting point. So, Will, how did you see it?
Look.
Stop it there.
I think it was just, I said this before, it was a bit of a rinse and repeat, right? Like, a lot of our home losses, you can say the same thing. Mm-hmm. Like, it was really good when we took the lead. I thought we dominated the opening 20 minutes. But how many times have we as a panel said that? Well, I think we dominated the first 20 minutes of the game, home and away. That's the thing. We come out strong. We push. We might get an early goal, which is really good. But then the moment we get the early goal, it's just zilch. And the only time that hasn't happened, I think, was the Melbourne City game where we pushed for 2. But that was just because Melbourne City looked tired. And they couldn't.
And probably the Mariners as well.
And the Mariners, yeah. But it's a shame because the kind of game that you needed to win was this one. I said that last week that this was the biggest game of our year. I know we said that against the Mariners too, but I think you can say
this one had more on the line.
This one had so much more on the line in terms of getting back the club that people want to have, because you need to put together a good performance in order to get those fans back. But in terms of the actual game, it's just, I think the best word I can use is just shame. Because you had such a great opportunity to beat up on a team who has lost 4 of their last 5. They're struggling. And, whether or not you want to use this as a reason to maybe why you could have won as well, their manager wasn't even there.
Yep.
But you could then argue that's an incentive for them to go out there and try harder.
Yeah.
I understand that with their mob mentality where they're just going to be like, oh, I'm going to beat you up because I'm angry.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate, but unfortunately it's just the same story again for what we've seen on all the other losses we've had.
Alex?
This is such a depleted Brisbane squad as well. Like
Yeah.
I know we made the point,
O'Shea
obviously.
either.
No Valcarnis because of his family issues. And by the way, all of us at Glory Days extend our thoughts and prayers to the
Yeah, I hope all is
Valcarnis
well.
family during this time. But this is a side that just lost Lucas Harrington and hasn't replaced him.
Yep.
D'Agostino wasn't even in yet. They've just signed him this morning.
They were missing their best midfield
Missing
too.
Jay O'Shea
And
as
Stajic.
well, and Stajic, both through injuries, missing their best defensive midfield pairing. Yet we lost the midfield battle. They're missing they just lost their best centre back, yet we couldn't create anything going forward.
Yep.
I'm so baffled as to how badly we performed in that game. And look, we can sit here and say both of the goals were relatively dubious, and I do agree they were. However, we just never had a foothold on that kind of on the game.
No.
We never have had a foothold on the game after that penalty call from them. And that's what's really disappointing is that there's a lot of times in football where you can say, oh, well, that call changed the game. But I think the big lack of response was more indicative of anything.
Yep.
There's a serious lack of character, or at least in that game, I felt there was a serious lack of character in and around the team. And it was a bit of an interesting point as well, is that we sort of noticed it during the game. Griffo was a lot more
Subdued.
a lot more quiet, a lot less animated than he is normally. And I don't know if that's something to read into, probably not. But I just felt like there just wasn't that real hunger.
There should.
Yeah.
I,
In the
I was. I
performance
was.
today?
I was waiting for at some point Griff to storm out of the box and literally spray the boys to try and wake them up a little bit.
Yeah.
Because we just seemed way too flat.
Clearly, Griff knows what he's doing more than 4 podcast blokes.
Yeah, of
but,
course. Yeah.
just his substitutions were questionable.
Yeah.
Gio was on a yellow. I thought he would have come off at half time.
Same.
But he brought off Bozza first.
Who did not look happy.
And that didn't happen until the 80th minute.
Yeah.
And we got an explanation afterwards as to why that was, or at least James and I did. So
Yeah.
we'll say it later. But and we'll touch later on the substitutions because that's a big reason why spoiler for the player ratings. I rated Griffo quite low.
He got out coached.
I 100%,
Yeah.
100%. And to say that happened against
That
the assistant
Brisbane side.
manager of
Yeah.
this Brisbane side
Well,
is a bit of a concern.
Their game plan was fucking flawless because they were able to press high and we couldn't build out because they would always force us long and we had no threat in behind. Or they'd sit off and we couldn't penetrate. Bazanis was unbelievable by foot. The amount of times that he was picking out one of the Brisbane front four literally straight on the chest.
Incredible
and
distribution.
they would
Incredible
transition
distribution.
from there. Brisbane had 22 shots.
Yeah.
That I was staggered. I was like, what the fuck? And I was saying this at half time. It's like we had one shot and that was Taggart's goal in the first half.
Yeah.
So, and then Josh, we'll hear your thoughts. But yeah, that was we had a bit of a difference of reaction in the members' lounge afterwards. There were people that were pretty pissed off, and then there were people that were like, it's kind of one of those games. It's frustrating. That wasn't that bad of a loss. But for me, that was for what this team can be and what it should be doing, irrespective of whether we have our best team or not, that was a rubbish performance.
What I'm about to say is going to be really, really harsh, but do we think that Gabby would have come on if his dad wasn't in the stands?
It's a tough one, but at the same time, who do we have in the squad instead
Bingo.
of him?
Yeah.
Who do we have? No, okay. I will say it now because we got an explanation afterwards. Suleimani had COVID during the last week, and he was just coming back from COVID.
Who else had COVID before?
Freeney.
Will
Freeney.
Will, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Suleimani had COVID
Big 26.
in the Big 26. So he was just coming back, and it was a bit of a question from them of like, okay,
Is he ready?
is he ready to come back?
I don't know. Just
because he would have played at most 15 minutes.
Just on the game, I feel like I've seen it a million times. With the victory game, it was the exact same thing. But then after Kwa came on and scored, the whole team lifted. But it's why can't we have that mentality, coming back from when we're down? I just feel like when we go down, we lose the game.
You know what it is? It's just like, would you rather have 8 out of 10 energy the entire day, or would you rather have 5 out of 10 energy, but you take one coffee and you get that like brief 10 out of 10, and then it just goes back to shit. You know what it is? That's what it feels like this team is. It feels like we're just at that fucking start of the game, boom, 10 out of 10. Then we drop off around 20 minutes, shit energy, concede a goal or two.
Then
we score a late goal or consolation or whatever. Oh, now we've got energy for the final 5 minutes. Well, it's just like, well, where the fuck was this the last 70 minutes of the game?
But you guys remember 80-minute glory, yeah? Do you guys remember those days?
Oh my
God. Kenny Lowe?
Yeah.
80 minutes of nothing.
Even under Stadge.
Yeah, but then the last 10 minutes, all of a sudden, no matter what the
Even,
scoreline is.
even at times under Popper when we won the play.
It was just the last 10 minutes,
Even
all of a
Franjic
sudden.
with his fucking goal.
Can I
Yeah.
also just have something I want to comment on for the thoughts on the game?
Yeah.
'Cause I'm looking through the sheet here. I don't think there's any particular place for me to bring it up. There is one thing about Griffo which kind of annoys me.
Go on.
And it's, so let's just say, do we agree he got outcoached?
Yes.
Yes,
this
he
game?
did. Yeah, he did.
Josh?
Yeah.
Okay, fair. In his press conference, he then said that this was a team who played football that he didn't recognise.
Yep.
And he said things like that quite a bit every time we lose.
Yep.
I personally am not a fan of how much it looks like he tries to disconnect himself from the team when they lose, as if he's saying, well, I didn't tell them to do that, so it's not our fault. It's not my fault because I don't recognise that. It almost feels like he's saying, well, I didn't tell them to do that, so it's not my fault, it's the player's fault. I know he's not saying that, but when he says that I don't recognise the team that went out there and did that, it's like he's almost like he's palming off any blame you could put on him because he said, well, I didn't tell them that. I'm not a fan of that.
I don't have a problem with it.
I do, because I think there has to be some kind of accountability from the manager, especially in a game like that.
Okay, there's accountability when we lose games, and it's almost the exact same way in how we lose.
That's what I'm saying. It's always the same.
It's the same way, and it's I've got to be careful because it'd be a bit hypocritical of me because I was praising how we attacked last week against Mariners in the first half. We were great.
Mm-hmm. But that's the Mariners too.
But it is the Mariners. And I still think how we attack and how we are on the ball, we just played into, particularly for Brisbane, we played into their hands.
Yeah.
I thought he waited way too long to push both fullbacks forward because I think Brisbane at times were defending with a 5.
Yeah.
Create the overload on the last line. Look to switch the ball a bit more. The amount of times it was like pass. Liz Zaleski at points was getting into really good positions.
He had a great cameo.
All it would take is someone to just play a
I just felt
diag.
like we didn't really play like a team for like patches because the amount of times Trent Osler had so much space.
Yes.
It was completely
so
open.
many times.
No one passed it to
Trent
him.
and Zach got ignored on so many occasions.
I'm not quite sure why.
Occasions.
But look, I'm not saying that Griffo's wrong for what he's saying. I'm not saying that is not true. That that's not the kind of football he wants to be playing.
Because it's a fact. It was unrecognisable for what we know. Yeah.
So I'm not disagreeing with him by any means saying that that's not fair, that that's not true. All I'm saying is there's nothing wrong with a manager taking on a little bit of the blame for a loss and not completely putting on all the players.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's particularly fair. But I don't remember many instances of when he's been here where he has taken a little bit of the blame for a loss. I don't think he has at all.
Well, I do agree with that for the most part, but I do want to say as well, I don't think we had a single player that performed well yesterday outside of Matt Sutton and I think Liz Zaleski when he came on.
No, I understand.
I think everyone was rather shit.
Yeah, but I'm also saying if we're going to go off, as the West said, the vibes are back. I think it's okay to admit some mistakes in a press conference, like even just once out of every few games, right? Like I think the best managers will admit when they might have got something wrong, particularly.
Yeah, but Griff has been consistent in always saying that we need to improve.
No, I don't have a problem with him.
So irrespective of whether we win or lose, he's always said, well, we need to improve and we need to perform better.
Yeah.
And to be fair, Alex and I briefly saw Griff at the end of the game and looked absolutely dejected, pissed off, and literally apologised to us.
Yeah.
For the loss. So I think, look, the team is getting better. It is improving. But that's why I was particularly pissed off with this game, where it's like, this is an opportunity where you've got to go for the kill. If we're a finals team, and as we were saying, Brisbane didn't have their coach. They've lost 4 of their last 5. They hadn't scored in their last 3 up to that point. Yet we let them have 22 shots. They're missing their inspirational captain. They're missing another great player in their midfield as well. Yeah. So we had of course we didn't have all our players available. Yeah. But neither did Brisbane.
So what I'll ask on what I just said to all of you guys, do you think that it was, this is purely Griff had a game plan and the players just didn't follow it, or do you think that there's an aspect of where he got it wrong a bit and the players played a game that wasn't working because of under his instruction?
50-50.
I think it's a bit of both. Okay. I think that I think that a large portion of why we struggled so much with that game was simply down to the fact that it was way too much of a physical game for us. We
That's
did
fair.
not match them physically, especially in the midfield. I love Bozza and I love Gio D'Abreu. There was just not enough physical presence in that
I
midfield.
agree.
And because
fair
of
as
that,
well, I've got a theory. Sorry, Alex.
Yeah.
that's right.
With so many players going off contract next year, I've got a theory that everyone's not 100% mentally settled because they don't know if they're going to be here next year.
I don't know how much
I actually do.
because we still got like half a season.
So,
until then.
wait, you do know?
No.
Oh.
Like, you look
He
at
does
Matt
that.
Sutton, right? He's just
Yeah.
signed a 3-year deal. He was probably one of our best performers that night, right?
Yeah.
We've got how many players going off contract? 10?
12.
12?
14.
No, because it's a little bit less now that Sutson has re-signed.
And Gio got on a decent little deal as well.
Yeah, but I look.
About Popovic, we had it confirmed. He's here till the end of the season.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, like, he was.
So
yeah.
he's in on a essentially a loan deal from Catania. So I think they might be.
I thought he left Catania.
No. So essentially, I think he's having his wages covered by Catania to play with us for this season, and then after this season's done, his contract with Catania is up. So they're essentially deciding after this season whether or not they extend his deal. But he's only with us for the season.
Right.
Well, I don't think he'll be here next season. But I think Josh is an interesting point. But the only thing I'd say against it is, well, we were saying that Lizalewski was one of the best performers and he's off contract. So I
think players need to play for a contract.
Exactly.
Well,
I
but
think that's more of
the
a
thing. It's like you've got a fair portion of your squad that's off contract, and that includes a lot of guys that
I feel like it's a little bit different for like younger players, junior players. Like when you're a senior player, I think it's a little bit different.
I'm going to put it this way, like in terms of those contract. If Lockie Wells is here next season, I'm going to lose it. Put it that way.
Me too.
Okay.
Like that just on terms of like contracts, like that guy is we need him because he is a mentality monster.
Yeah.
When it comes to like, it doesn't matter what the score is, he's always going to be. We need someone like that in the squad every game day because he's one of the only players, even when things are going to total shit, where he'd
gives
still be
100%.
trying anything he could. Like this, remember that when he just turned into fucking prime Messi,
Yeah.
just dribbling through everyone because
that
nothing
against
else
Mariners?
was working. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he just went mental because that's all we had.
You need
know,
those guys in the
You
squad.
need people like that.
I
We
know we're
really needed him.
Yeah.
We missed
Yes,
him. We
but-
missed Kaczarski. We just
What's interesting as well is I can't pinpoint any sort of situations or like periods of time. Like let's separate the last 3 years from this example.
Right.
But before that, you look at all the sort of periods before that and how many fucking mentality monsters you had in and around the Glory at different times. Neil Kilkenny, Bruno Fornaroli, Dino Djulbic, all these like
Roston Griffiths.
all these like cult hero players that are just like, any game we can win it, any situation we can get out of. You look at in and around the squad now,
Floyd.
and you still have guys like Scott Wooden, Lockie Wales, but I just feel like we needed more. I don't feel like we just had the right mentality for that game in terms of like you need to get stuck in, you need to go for it. And yes, the ref wasn't really helping with the fact that he let Brisbane get away with
but I think
lot.
it's a team thing. It's like something that has to be done by the team rather than any like three
Look,
four leaders.
I just feel I feel like that game came down to the fact that we didn't have the right kind of personnel to deal with the kind of game that Brisbane wanted to play. And on top of that, I just don't think the players performed well. And we could see, compared to what we've seen out of certain players this season, I don't think we saw one player in that game that played anywhere near the level that we've seen out of all of them this season. Shamoon, I thought, had a poor game.
He got bullied.
Sutton, Sam Sutton, I thought, had an exceedingly poor game, which is really surprising.
Because he was amazing in preseason.
Amazing in preseason. I still think he's been pretty good since he's come back, but that game was exceedingly poor from him.
No.
The double pivot, Gio D'Abreu was not great. Bozza, I thought, was okay, but not great.
I love his aggression, but the yellow card 10 minutes.
It nuded him. It crippled him so hard.
That's just young player.
Of course,
You know,
but
that's
at that point,
okay.
Griffo has to make the call at halftime. Where it's like we
Absolutely.
can't be losing the midfield battle.
You know,
If you're-
action and consequence. You got to be like, okay, youngster, you've done something silly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to take you off
Bang,
now.
has to be
I will
lesson.
say-
Straight
I will
away
say-
has to be.
I think that was the perfect
It wasn't
game.
the right game for them.
I think
Yeah.
that would have been the perfect game for Cal Timmins, to be honest. I think we definitely missed Cal Timmins in that
Amos.
game. And Amos, yes. But I think Cal Timmins especially, I feel like he would have added a lot more physical presence to that midfield, which is what I think we lacked overall. And unfortunately, we say that in hindsight with knowing that Cal's probably going to be out for a couple more weeks with a calf injury.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. I don't want to take any blame off of the team and Griff because ultimately we played like shit and we got beat by a team that we probably could have won against.
Me saying all that about Griff is not a dig at him. It's just something I've noticed. That
it's a fair observation.
Yeah, he says we need to improve into this, but I don't feel like I've ever heard any form of like I might have done. Maybe I should have done that.
Yeah,
and I know it's not often you hear that from managers, but some managers you do, and it makes the players feel a bit more comfortable to know that it wasn't all on us. You know?
So in terms of the lineup, there were obviously no changes. Were we happy with the lineup heading into the game?
No.
Really?
No. I'm so done with Pennington at left wing. It's actually unbelievable.
Yeah.
Okay? I said last time with the Mariners...
When Despo came on, though, and he was playing more...
Much better.
But he was much
Despo's
better.
just come back from a 6-week layoff.
Yeah.
Look,
I don't care what you've got to do, right? I was happy with Peno at left wing against the Mariners because he wasn't actually playing left wing. He was playing more of like a left-sided striker attacking, like going between.
Roaming in between.
And then Sutts would be making those runs on the wing in behind. This game, he didn't do that. He was actually on the wing properly, again.
Because there was no opportunity for him to actually stay inside and allow space for Sutton because the
completely
fullbacks
agree.
weren't pushing up. And I think a large portion of why they weren't doing that is because Brisbane were playing a 5-back and sitting so deep. So then there's too much risk in sending your fullbacks up in that
when
situation.
we've got
I agree.
When we've got Kacharski and Wales back, though, I'd love to see Lawrence sort of have that role because he's played that role before.
I get why. I feel like Lawrence is better suited towards the middle. Though. I know he had a really
better
bad
suited,
game.
but I think it's our most balanced sort of attack.
Oh yeah,
because
I see what you mean, but I think we didn't take enough risks on the ball. It's like you've got to accept, when a team is trying to sit back in a low block at times, you've got to take the risk and send players forward. I mean, it's like it was way too underloaded, and it was just we were giving the ball away really easily to Brisbane, who would then get the momentum and then transition.
You could even argue that Peno should have gone in the midfield with the pivot with Bozzo, maybe, because he's just a lot more technical on the ball.
He was getting caught out of
a lot more physical.
Physical too. He's really got. He's carrying the ball. You could see that physical presence where players weren't able to get to him. You could even have put Zach at left back and put Sutts on the left wing because he's got that pace in behind. Because you can't play slow wingers against a back five because you need to get in behind them.
Too many of our players getting caught out of position either way.
Yeah,
Pennington was getting caught out of position. Osler was getting caught out of position.
Over it. Yeah. If I see Pennington at left wing against the Wanderers, it might work purely because the Wanderers are dog, right? But that's not because it's going to work properly.
Yeah.
If I see Pennington playing left wing against anyone competent, I'm going to lose my mind. I love Peno, but he can't play left wing. I don't know why we keep trying it. Alex!
It's your fault, Alex. So, we did. So, on the game.
Apart from that, it was a good lineup.
Yeah. On the game, I think we did start fairly well. We did have some. I wrote down. We had Lawrence. There was the moment where he found Pennington, who had that left-footed, was either a cross or a shot, but it's skidded past.
When we had post cross, I think it was something. I don't know what
it was something.
It was all right, whatever it was.
It was.
It didn't count as a shot, did it?
I don't think so.
So we'll call it a cross.
We'll call it a cross.
Really good cross.
Wooden, he had the long ball over the top to Pennington. We just didn't get enough contact on the header. And on the goal itself...
So you're telling me Pennington at left wing had two opportunities where he just kind of...
Well, he's not traditionally a winger.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, congrats to Adam Taggart.
Should we explain why Kolakovsky wasn't in the lineup? Because this is actually a very funny thing that we found.
Save it for the end.
All right.
No. Spoil it.
Okay. So I think everyone at home knows that Kolakovsky is signed.
Oh.
The reason he wasn't in the squad today, and I actually didn't know this, but we found this out through Stan, thankfully. Yep. And thanks to, by the way, first of all, thank you so much to Stan Lazaridis for staying and talking to me and James for what was probably about 40 minutes after the members lounge.
Because it's funny because he was like, "Oh boys, I got to go," and then he's like,
and he comes back and talks with us for another 10 minutes. But yeah, thanks to Stan for that. We essentially we found out from Stan that the reason that Steph Kolakovsky was not in the squad, even though he has been signed by the club, the contract is signed and everything.
Not even announced though, has he?
The reason that is because, and I didn't realize this, when a player is released from another club at the end of their contract, for them to sign for a new club, the previous club has to actually submit documentation saying that this player has been released and is no longer employed by the club. That documentation then has to go to FIFA, which then goes back to the APL, which then which they then confirmed the signing themselves.
Yeah.
So the reason Steph hasn't been announced and wasn't able to be in the squad is because Wellington did not send through the documentation to say that he is no longer employed, meaning that he wasn't able to be registered because Wellington didn't send the documentation, which means we couldn't submit it to FIFA, who then couldn't submit anything to the APL.
Yeah.
Even though Steph has a signed contract with us, we had to wait on Wellington to give the confirmation that he was no longer employed by Wellington. And because they took too long to do it, we couldn't get it done in time to have him registered. They've from what we've been told, it's done now. And there's no issues with cap space or anything like that.
So
he's good.
I quite like
Diabreu's good to go on a
What are
contract.
you doing?
Yeah, so
when are we going to announce it?
this week, I would think.
Yeah, you'd imagine this week
Probably
because
midweek,
he'll most likely be in the squad for the Western Sydney game is
So,
what we're imagining. But the reason we didn't have a competent winger option off the bench
It's because of Wellington.
is because of Wellington Phoenix.
Surely.
So thanks, Wellington.
No. Surely he'd be fit to start because he's been training for months.
I'd seriously
I don't know about
doubt it.
start.
He hasn't played He hasn't started a game in like
He wouldn't
a
be.
half
He's
a
not.
year.
He's not match
And when he
fit.
did
not
play, he was
match
playing
fit.
for
Maybe like
Wellington, so.
I'd imagine like 20 to 30.
Either way, it'd be
minutes
good to have him back.
off the bench.
Just something.
So
Anything.
again,
Please.
so just again, Taggart, he equaled Andy Keogh's goal record
Well done.
in the A League.
Also, I know we didn't really. We sort of criticised him.
You did.
No.
You said you hated him.
Shut up.
I didn't criticize
No.
him.
You two saying
did.
he was going
You
through a
two
bit of a
didn't.
rough patch, and I want him to start scoring again, and that's what he's been doing. So I'm happy for him.
I have a question, guys. When I said that if he got given that chance, like Soleimani had, that he would definitely score that, what happened when he got given a one-on-one situation with the keeper in front of all of his defenders? What did he do? No, I'll answer the question, James.
What happened,
Good goal.
James? What did he do?
No, what did he do?
Oh, it's good.
Yeah, have that, you two. Yeah, told you he would.
I never said he was bad.
No, but you said that he wouldn't have scored that chance.
I've no shame. I said it.
Yeah, you have no
Good
shame.
boy. Yeah, that's right.
I know, but it was a great goal. So obviously the long ball from Suts and then a bit of head tennis. Hey, good assist from Trent Osler.
That's
Very
why I
nice.
gave him a high rating.
I
thought he played.
I have no shame either.
Good boy. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. No, I gave. I just want everyone to know. I think Trent Osler was man of the match, and I could get slated for
Whoa.
that because I think he made so many good things, did so many good things off the ball he wasn't rewarded for, and that assist was fantastic.
Bro, no
Trent
one
is
passed
really-
the ball to him. How's he got man of the match?
Because everyone was dog, and he wasn't.
When he was on the ball, he was actually quite good.
He did get
He
two
can't-
nominations for man of the match by the viewers.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's
and
be honest.
Rightly so.
Let's be honest. Trent dribbles just about as well as someone that Trent dribbles just about as well as some people that I've seen playing wheelchair football, but he is really like tidy technically.
Yeah.
He can't dribble and he can't really like beat a player 1v1. But everything outside of that, he is an extremely
play to his
serviceable
strength-
player.
That's a bit harsh.
No, but if you
Obviously, that's a joke, by the way.
in an
If
attack,
this ever finds its way back to Trent Osler, you did very well, mate. You've been doing very well. I think he's actually been one of our better players as of recent
I think
weeks.
someone from his family watches this podcast.
Anyone from the Osler family, we're all big fans of Trent.
Trent's-
We love Trenny. He's been
Look,
doing great.
Trent's-
That was a joke.
his output, as we said, I think
Yeah.
after I want to say the Victory or City game, has improved very
Vastly.
clearly. Yeah.
Scoring and getting assists now.
Yeah. So
fantastic.
tops to him. It was a great ball to be played in behind, and Tags time just run perfectly.
Yep.
Great finish by Tags.
Brilliant.
That's the old Tags, that literally from when we had him under
Yeah,
stage.
which you guys said was dead.
No, it was just about form, and we just I stand
The
by.
Undertaker
No.
he just hit doo.
I stand by, it, and I'm loving seeing Taggart, rediscovering those levels that he had under stage, because you were right. I wasn't disagreeing with that point that he had absolute crap under his driller last season in terms of service.
Yeah.
Now we're giving it to him. But yeah, I thought it was a great finish. It's just disappointing that following on from that, as we said, we did not capitalise on it.
No.
So-
And I know we're going to ruin my day while we get to the second chance.
Here we go. So Brisbane,
Can I see fit and firing, like fully fit and firing Tags and a fully fit and firing Lawrence? I
No.
feel like we haven't. seen
No.
Nice.
No.
No, you can't.
be
No, you can't.
No, you cannot have that.
nice if we can have
That is illegal.
shit.
I don't know. Tommy Lawrence got here. He probably got in illegally.
So, Brisbane started to get more of a foothold in the game.
papers?
Shut up, Alex. Fucking child. So, started to have a few more shots, and then that's when the penalty happened. We've already discussed it, but
Yeah, we don't. I don't want to.
Dubious.
Speaking of disgust.
dubious as
No,
fuck.
but boys, I swear, I swear that shouldn't have been. I swear that shouldn't have been a penalty.
This is what I'm saying. If the on-field decision is no penalty, I don't see how you overturn that with the fairly minimal evidence that there was.
I know I said it's harsh like 20 minutes ago, but like.
Yeah, 20 minutes ago, that's what I'm saying.
Kersey probably got like a notification, or someone in the VAR got a notification, or someone from Brisbane is going to bash you if you do not give this a penalty.
He went back to the VAR screen. There's just like an iPhone just message notification saying
Michael Valkanis, give that a pen, bro.
if you want good head after the match, then make sure you make the right call.
Okay, but also the second goal that
Sent from
we'll get to the
Let him
second goal.
finish.
that shouldn't have been a goal.
no, never.
No.
Penalty.
No,
No, he was talking about the
second one, sorry.
Yeah.
It literally bounced off his hand.
Yeah. We'll get
but
to...
didn't it come off his... we'll touch on that a little bit later.
Yeah, but like also I think what happened with the penalty is pretty obvious. I think Danny Townsend put 10 grand on Brisbane to score, right? And they really just wanted to make sure that they got it. You know, and I know he's gone now, but he's on that tier with me.
Yep.
With David Zrilich, those two are on their own pedestal with A-League. Just like I never want to see your face again. Like
He needs to pay off his Saudi debts, otherwise he's going to get executed.
Yeah,
He's gonna
mate.
get beheaded.
yeah, executed.
Well. So, yeah. So, Chris Long equalised.
Chris Long.
Everton legend, lads.
And then, yeah, like I was saying, Michael Roos.
Kinel.
Michael Roos,
Finish that, lad.
fucking dick.
Fucking put it in, lad.
Best football player in the world.
So, yeah, we looked pretty flat.
Kinel.
Brisbane in the second half, I thought they started with a lot higher, a lot better intensity than we did. And then they're Sam Klein. So, that's...
Boo!
Now,
You're going to get the chopper on us, lad.
Lads, you're looking laughing, lad.
Jacob did make a point of this. He did clip your vlog where you were having a go at Sam Klein after that skirmish, and then
I said I think it was something similar to we were very close to seeing the annual Sam Klein Thunder against Glory.
Yeah.
And well, it wasn't exactly
I wouldn't call it that.
I wouldn't call it that, but it was
Call it something else.
it was shit. But still somehow still, you know what that goal was like? That's like one of those goals where it's just like it's a glitch in FIFA, like your players just run into
goalkeeper just goes.
your goalkeeper and your man on the line just run into each other and decide to start kissing for a minute for some reason, and the ball just fucking goes in. You're just like, well, why the fuck are they kissing? Like, mate,
one
this
player
is foot champs. I need to win this game for fucking 11 wins. What are you doing?
One player that has surprised me for Brisbane, and I will pay my respects. Pay my respects, whatever. I'm tired, alright? We're recording really early.
They're all good,
Salas. He had a good.
I thought he
prick.
was going to be terrible because I didn't rate him at Wellington, but man, he was a little pest.
Mate, that fucking man bun was terrible. He was cosplaying as someone from the fucking Mulan movie, but he actually put up a really good performance, and he got a yellow card for flopping around like a bitch, for lack of a better term. And once again, I'm going to touch on fucking Kersey. How the fuck did he not hand out more yellow cards to the Brisbane players for time wasting? There was an occasion in which there was a corner kick that took 45 seconds for a Brisbane player to even get to the ball, and all he did was just went.
I'm pretty sure the bat signal has gone up over Mark Ruden's house. Now's his time. Go and sledge fucking Kersey again for 7 minutes like he did it.
Mate, the Brisbane Roar branded vibrator he had stuck up his fucking ass was fucking.
Okay, but again,
mate,
that was again.
I couldn't believe it. I was so upset.
We know.
We know.
It's okay,
but
mate.
just on on Klein's goal.
Yeah, mate.
What do we think?
It was just arse.
Shit.
It's just like it's not a good. They are the Arsenal if Arsenal was mid-table.
They put the arse in Arsenal.
Basically, long throw, inshallah, bobble around the box, just scramble over the line, use your hands, whatever you got to do to just get it in there. Look, I am a bit rattled because it was an awful way to concede. Like, I don't think I've seen a worse goal that we've conceded this season. Like, because it could have gone either way. It was just like, if you want to talk about...
I think we've had worse goals we've conceded this
season.
Yes.
Go on then.
Sutton's goal he gave away against City.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
And then Caltech's one also against City where he passed it. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, fair enough. But like, okay, fine. At home, there you go. Worst goals we conceded at home.
That's a good point. Maybe
Yeah, fuck off. Right.
I
So-
could think of one. You put me on the spot. Yeah.
What?
No, but you got to give me more time.
I don't want you. No, you're wrong.
Now.
So basically,
anyway.
what I'm saying is that it rattled me that they scored that. It was an awful goal, but it's their brand of football, and you've got to be ready for that kind of calamity in the box. And if I hear anyone from the Brisbane side of things say, "Oh, we just haven't been having the rub of the green," and you score goals like that and get a penalty like that, I will, Jacob.
The victim mentality, bro.
It's just the mentality. Oh yeah, love.
No, but to be fair, they wouldn't have scored if the player didn't punch the ball.
I don't think he did. I think it was his head, was it not?
That's what I thought. I thought it came off his head.
Look, in all honesty, I haven't watched back the game because if I do, I'm gonna
probably break your-
I'm gonna punch a fucking hole through my iPad screen. But
Yeah.
and I refuse. So yeah, I'm gonna live the rest of my life not knowing whether that was truly a handball or not. And you guys are just gonna have to
Just
deal
call
with
them
that,
cheats.
unfortunately.
There
Yeah,
you
Brisbane
go.
have a
Settle
thing
it.
for dodgy penalties and
Dodgy calls.
Yeah,
Something
yeah,
called-
no,
They
they do tend to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go.
Judas.
So there was too much space in our midfield. We kind of touched on it, but our midfield just got absolutely swamped. Roar probably should have scored maybe one or two more. There was Henry Hall that sent it over the bar. Then there was Justin Vidic who had his shot deflected. Taggart had a really good chance to equalise when he was played through by Lawrence.
I reckon Suleimani scores that.
Okay, we're not doing that.
We're
I
not
think,
doing that.
unfortunately, Taggart maybe before injuries. Like
Taggart understage scores that.
Yeah, because he's got a bit more pace to
Yep,
get past that defender. But by the time he got to have his
Yeah.
shot, he had this defender on his left-hand side. He couldn't cut back inside anymore.
He's
He had
just
to
not
ping
got
it
the,
near
yeah. He's
post.
not got as much pace anymore.
Which is unfortunate.
He was essentially getting outrun for a large portion of the game by Dimitri Valkanis.
Correct. He can't play those.
Okay,
Yeah.
now is there a law in with the refs, right? Or the FIFA laws, whatever,
No.
that you can't change your path to block a player running through. Is that a free kick?
It falls under impediment. You can't. Essentially, if you're in the path, if you're in the path for the ball, you can't change your path to get in front of a man and then halt your run, because then that's classed as impediment.
Yeah.
If you're running in a straight line for the ball and you just happen to be in front of another player, that's fine. But if you then like stop or like slow down to purposely like halt their run, that's
what
impediment.
because what? That's a bit dodgy, that angle.
Let me see.
Let's see that. Okay, well that's just fucking hit his arm. that's
Well, never mind then.
well, that's
Well,
just
if
hit
we
his
can
arm.
get a good replay,
Well, I guess I have my answer.
I'll show it to the viewers. But there were so many times throughout the game where the Brisbane centre backs were literally body checking Lawrence and Taggart, literally deliberately
Yeah.
deviating from their path to get in
Which
front.
is and Taggart was saying you can't do that. And so
Yeah,
was
so
Tom,
that's-
and the ref's
I-
just like
Well, I loved it that Lawrence were all right, fuck off.
yeah, Lawrence just two for someone. No, Taggart and Lawrence were just throwing people on the floor, saying, "Right, my turn." Then, like,
Yeah. No, but it was again like the dark arts. But that
the
surely
one-
that
the
surely
one
has to be a
that-
free kick at some point.
The one that pissed me off so much,
Yeah.
the Amos one.
Yeah.
Where he
Oh,
gets
yeah.
nibbled at 3 times, nothing, pushed in the back and falls on top of the ball, in which obviously his hand's going to hit the ball because he's been
Yeah.
fucking shoved
Yeah.
onto it. He then gets a yellow card. He then gets a yellow card for the handball for stopping a
Dodgy.
promising attack. I wanted to walk onto the pitch myself and fucking king hit fucking Kersey, man.
Yeah.
Because he was just, I'm going to catch a case with these referees, bro. I swear. I'm going to lose it, bro.
Nah.
I'm going to...
So, Pennington, he had a good chance on the volley. It was a good quick combination play that involved the front four, Taggart, Lawrence and Despo, straight at Bazanis.
Yeah.
And yeah, we kind of woke up in the last 20
we had a
minutes
lot
or
of pretty
so.
good chances,
But
be
it's
honest.
like,
but they all just went straight at the keeper.
Yeah,
Like,
straight-
I'll be honest, we did genuinely have quite a few good chances to try and get one.
problem
get
for
one
me
back.
was we defaulted back to stupid fucking behaviours in terms of
Just
crossing.
get the ball in the
cross,
box. Get-
cross.
Not
cross,
even no,
cross,
not even cross. Touch, pass, pass. Then put it in the box. You've gotta be quick.
22 crosses
so
we had
slow.
the whole game.
So
Yeah.
slow.
Guess how many were accurate?
3.
2.
7.
Got it.
So good.
2. Oh
Two.
my god.
2 out of 22 crosses.
Yeah.
This shit has got to
2
stop.
for
Quit
22.
fucking crossing the ball umpteen many times. I can't stand it. But yeah, I don't really think we deserve to take anything from the game.
No.
I mean, I know we had that late flurry of chances, and we had
Yeah.
the crosses coming in, and Lawrence had a
The
cross
good, the
that.
good old classic late flurry of chances after we done fuck all for 70 minutes. You
Yeah.
love to see it, really.
Yeah, but also, like, again, play the game of the rub of the green. You conceded 2 goals to arguably 2 handball decisions that were wrong, and maybe
Wow.
you get your own.
I thought I was the only one that saw that.
No.
You don't worry about
Valkanis.
it.
Yeah.
And maybe you get your own rub of the green for your own second goal, like Brisbane did.
Yep.
You know, you get just scramble it across the line from a corner or something. Just wasn't our night.
They were
but we
rubbing
did,
the
but we
green,
didn't
bro.
help. But we didn't help ourselves either. Like
No.
it wasn't like we deserved anything. It's just we didn't quite get that rub of the green. I felt like Brisbane were getting.
Yeah. Are there any
just
final
didn't-
thoughts on the game itself?
I just wish
No.
we played with the aggression, grubbiness that Brisbane played with, especially at home.
The scumbaggery.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would have loved to have seen us.
You could argue that we did, to be fair, because that Lawrence challenge,
the 2 foot one. Yeah. But I just felt we didn't want to, again, I sort of made this point earlier, but I just don't think we took enough risks on the ball and really
Agreed.
asked enough questions of
It
Brisbane
was so
defensively.
passive.
So passive and just, on the ball, I think, I'm going to keep saying this until I'm blue in the face. That is something that Griff, I think if he wants the job long term, that is something that we've got to work on because I
Absolutely.
think it was a bit of a fluke. I mean, look, the Mariners game, yes, we scored 3, probably should have had more. It was great, but that didn't really provide proof positive that we're a good attacking team.
No, of course not.
And so that's why when I had that point a few weeks ago when I said our ceiling is pretty much 1 goal a game, it's because when you play against sides that are much more well
The
organised.
victory game, we saw a good attacking team for the first 30 minutes, and then
Our ceiling is 1 goal a game with this squad, but when we get back our main wing,
You'd hope so, but
I've been
in
saying
terms of
this. I've been saying this for a while. We can only sort of create chances through the middle by using 232-year-old attackers. We need more like pacey wingers.
No, well, if your primary form of chance creation is through transition, which is where we tend to score most of our goals. This is what we talked to Lockie about, and even with JK, it's like that's when we've been quite good away from home. But at home, you're going to have more than 50% of the ball, more or less. You're going to be the, I guess, protagonist, if you like, and teams are going to sit back or they'll make it hard for you. And I just don't think we've got enough ideas of how to be that team that can on the ball monopolise it and really put teams under pressure and create consistently good chances throughout the whole game. It's just, if we want to be a finals team, I think that's something that we need to do. Alex, final thoughts on the game?
I want to touch on this one thing specifically.
Yep.
Big issue with Adam Griffiths' game management in that game.
Yep.
I
Fair
thought
point.
the substitutions were left way too late, and in turn, I thought he made the wrong calls on a lot of the substitutes. And I think the biggest one for me,
Amos.
Yeah.
Look, I understand that a lot of the people at the club, or at least with the coaching staff, view Amos as like a hybrid 8-10 rather than a hybrid 8-6, which is fair enough because he does have some pretty decent
His
attacking
tendencies
output.
link more towards the 8-10.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
However, you have Gio Diabreu, who we know is a very sort of quick to jump in midfielder, likes to get involved in those tackles, likes to be physical, likes to impose himself, make those kinds of risky challenges. He gets a yellow card in the first half. Made a relatively dodgy tackle before the end of the first. Surely, as the manager, you're saying, okay,
Straight away off.
probably that's take you off here
Probably what he should
because your game is tackling,
Yep.
putting in those, challenges and doing them very well for the most part,
Yep.
but you're now on a yellow. They're going to look to try and get you a second one and look to try and get you sent off. We'll take you off. We'll bring on Amos because we're controlling the possession but not really creating much through the middle.
Yep.
So we'll bring on Amos and we'll have a bit more output through there and a bit more physicality because he's a bit taller, a bit more
And I don't think it's a
well-built.
question if he's like fit enough to play 45.
Yeah.
He's been building his minutes.
Exactly. But
prior.
even just more on that point. The fact that we then left Gio Diabreu on the pitch for pretty much the entirety of the game.
He got taken off in the 90th for
exactly.
Popper.
Pretty much the entirety of the game.
Yeah.
And when Amos came on, we brought him on for Bozanovsky. Which
I was confused by that.
Which we got told is because they want to manage Bozanovsky's minutes because he's coming back from his groin injury. But at the same time, why would you just not sub Bozanovsky at the same time anyway for someone else and just bring off Diabreu? I don't get that.
Well, we eventually
Hang
ended
on.
up with Pennington and Amos. In
Exactly.
The midfield anyway, so it's
Exactly.
like, I think Griff should have made. He should have made that call half-time straight away.
100%. And another call
the
I
physical
didn't
thing
get.
as well. Our midfield, as Josh was saying earlier, midfield was way too small. There was too much space. We needed to ideally have a bit more of a presence in there.
Yeah.
what's the story? Why is Amos not playing? Because we saw him warming up, I think from around about the 60th minute onwards. He was by himself by the warming up in front of the bay, and I was like, well, surely he's going to come on at some point.
He was warming up for about 20 minutes before he got subbed on. And on top of that as well, another call I don't make. I don't like that they made that I didn't like. I don't like how high the level of risk was with keeping Sam Sutton on the pitch for as long as we did, when it looked like that knee issue that he was dealing with at the end of the first half looked relatively serious. Obviously, it wasn't serious enough to get him stretched off the pitch, but he looked very uncomfortable. Couldn't run for about a minute and a half. And then on top of that, even in the second half, looked like he was favouring it a little. Yeah. It took us until roughly, what was it, the 60th minute before we brought on Zach Lizalowski, or just after?
I think when someone's clutching their knee, you don't risk it.
Exactly. And Zach, when he came on, looked fantastic. I thought he was probably...
He was aggressive. He matched the intensity of Brisbane.
He was our best performer of that second half.
I'm not a physio, but I know this, right? A lot of players can injure their knee, or a lot of people can injure their knee, and not always do they feel it as much. Like, some people can still walk with knee injuries.
People can run with a torn ACL.
Yeah.
Like, it is possible. It's going to hurt, yes, but you can still do it. I don't know why we risked Sam Sutton to that degree when he is very clearly going to be a crucial player for our output from wide areas.
I just wanted to touch on Amos because there were some comments from Griff. So, in essence, he pretty much said that Amos needs to earn his spot back in the team.
Yes.
When asked how many minutes Amos was capable of playing, Griffiths said what he played against the Roar.
Damn.
So he also said he needs to continue to work harder, push himself for training to get up to speed of the other players. I am interpreting that, and I could be completely wrong. I'm not sure Griff completely rates Amos.
Look, I probably don't know if I can say this or not, but on the way out of the ground, because we obviously stayed quite late.
Yep.
And a lot of the players were in the lounge.
Yep.
I was heading out, and I don't know where he was, but Luke was coming back into the stadium after leaving, I guess. He did not look particularly happy. I'll say that. Like, obviously the team had just lost.
Yeah.
But he wasn't, like, a lot of the players at that time were out, talking to people and all that kind of stuff. He was just kind of in his own realm.
Yeah.
Not seemingly very open to talking to anyone. So I'm a bit... I don't blame him for not being happy, because let's be fair. In terms of individual quality, he probably is in our top 5 best players.
Well, the game was crying out for someone like
someone
Amos.
Tall, physical, and able to carry the ball forward essentially, because our wing play wasn't good. It was perfect for him.
When your midfield's struggling, you got to let him... Because I feel like, obviously, he had, 10 minutes against Victory. He assisted Qua. I was like, okay, well, I felt like he's earned his right to play a little bit more, and then he did the next game. But I feel like you've got to give him that chance to sort of earn the spot. I feel like we're not giving him enough to earn the spot.
Well, and on top of that as well, I understand the point of Griffo probably not viewing him as a starter, because realistically, he doesn't really fit the profile of the sort of midfielder that Griffo would want in that double pivot, because Griffo very obviously wants that sort of high energy, quick ball carrier.
But he's wanting also, though, positional discipline.
Exactly. And Amos is a bit... Amos is not that Amos is a bit more fluid with his positioning, which is probably why he's viewed more as sort of like a hybrid 8-10 rather than a hybrid 8-6.
And then he'd want to do the 2-3-4
exactly.
position. Yeah.
But I just think that he lacks the physical characteristics of a starter in this midfield. However, you cannot convince me that when we're in that situation against Brisbane, when we're very clearly seeing, okay, we're not getting shots on goal after the first half, we're not really getting a lot of good areas out wide, we need something more through the middle. In what world do you not think that Luke Amos would be a good adjustment to bring on compared to Gio Dubre, who's on a yellow card? And I understand if you don't want to bring him on purely because you think that, okay, well, maybe he's going to get caught out of position more, but why at least not put Pennington through the middle and try and work Amos into the forward line some other way? You can bring Lawrence out to the left and put Amos up top, because Lawrence is a bit better with his pressing. He's a lot more, I guess, sort of aggressive in those challenges, but more positionally disciplined.
I just think with Amos, look, I think he's got qualities. We don't know what his fitness levels are at in terms of his capacity to run out games, because he's...
I can understand if he's giving him, 10, 20 minutes there to build his match fitness, but to earn a spot, I think that's a bit hard.
But I think Griff has sort of
10
said
minutes
that
isn't enough to earn a spot.
But I think Griff is also saying that in the context of training.
Yeah.
Because I think he's said that he's been quite clear on that. It's like you've got to earn your spot to be back in the team through training.
I don't want this conversation to steer away from Griffo as well. I don't want to pile this on Amos because ultimately this discussion is from the fact that I think Griffo did get it wrong with his substitutions. I think he made them way too late.
Yep.
And I think when he did make the subs, they weren't the right ones. And another one as well, Gabriel Popovich being brought on as late in the game as he did. Okay, maybe you don't bring him on with like 20 minutes to go.
But probably needs about more than 10.
He needs
more.
Like he needs more than the 7 minutes of added time that he got. And on top of that, he was playing out on the left wing when he did get brought on. When we were in possession, he was out on the left wing because we weren't pushing up the fullbacks.
Yep.
Why?
I don't know.
Why is Zach? No. But a lot of times we were in possession and we were sitting Gabby to the left and we were sitting just tags up top.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. I really, really do not understand that decision making because why would you not at least exactly? I don't understand why you wouldn't just at least put Gabby through the middle to try and win a knock on. I don't think we played to him very well, and to be honest, I don't think Gabriel Popovich is the type of player where you bring him in and you're like, yeah, this guy's going to win us the game right now.
No.
But he's a serviceable option. If you use him right, I think you could get a little something out of him. You can at least put that pressure on. I just don't think Griff knows how to use Gabby, and on top of that, I just think he didn't know what to do when he brought him on.
I think it was just like throwing him on we need a bit of presence up
and
forward.
we already said about the whole Tony thing.
And we didn't have Soleimani because I think otherwise Soleimani would have come on earlier.
It's surprising to me that Griffo isn't more capable of playing against the low block when he himself is someone who knows so much about defensive tactics. So he would know about what teams can try and do.
But this I don't know, but he was on the coaching staff with Rudin in that season with the Wanderers, and there was a big problem that the Wanderers had was they couldn't break down teams that sat back.
Yeah. So we've got to fix that.
It's something that we've got to fix either way.
And I'm sure he knows that.
He would have to know that. But I think, this was a big missed opportunity, and it's just going to continue to frustrate the crap out of me if we continue to lose games this way.
I do have an interesting stat here. I was just kind of going through everything, seeing if anything particularly stuck out.
Yep.
So we had a lot more passes. Well, a lot more than Brisbane, you could argue, but it's about 76 more passes than them, which in the grand scheme of things isn't a lot more. But in terms of how quickly the ball can move in the A League, it is a fair.
Yeah,
amount.
but what was our pass accuracy?
So this is what I'm getting to here.
Yeah.
So our pass accuracy
76.
No, it's actually 81%. Right.
Okay.
So it's, the accuracy isn't the problem. The problem I'm having here is we had 76 more passes than them, right? But they had more passes than us in our half.
Yeah.
Right? We had... Hold on a minute.
Make sure you speak to the microphone so people can hear.
No, give me a sec. We had 74 more passes than them in our own half. So those extra passes we had were only just us kind of passing it sideways between ourselves.
Yeah.
And then they had 7 more passes in the opposition half, even though they had 76 less than us for the total game. So that just kind of shows you stats on everything because, we had a better pass accuracy. We had more passes. We had a better string. But when you look at when those passes were actually effective and where they were, Brisbane had more and more accuracy when it came to actually attacking passes instead of sideways glory going back.
Well, because Brisbane could change the angles with a switch of play. We either our players can't,
or they don't want
to
because
switch
they
the
don't
ball.
want to pass the Trent.
We don't switch the ball nearly enough, and we didn't use Matt Sutton's ability to play those long balls to feet either way either. So I think that's something that we've got to change moving forward.
It's a shame.
One player I do want to praise, and this is not bias.
Amos.
We've had so many defenders who in the past just lob the ball and 1 in 10 passes will actually hit the target. Wooten can ping a pass.
Yeah.
Come on.
Why have we not
How many times?
He can.
We can, but why have we not seen this more from Caltech?
Because he can't.
But he could. I thought he could for the Mariners fairly well.
He could.
Nah, he's just...
But Wooden's very accurate with his long balls. Yeah. Go on, James. Tell me more.
I'm not just going to go on the player post-match ratings.
No, about Wooden. Tell me more about Wooden. Why he's so good.
Oh, no, he's a good player.
We didn't see him.
Did you manage to say hi to him?
No, we didn't see him.
Hi, Scott.
He probably went, I don't want to see that dickhead anymore.
Took an alternate route to the exit.
Right. But he played well. So we'll touch on the post-match player ratings. So And so that there's no controversy. I did send my ratings into the group chat. So
Yes,
people
I did
can-
notice that. Thank you, James.
No worries. So, Matt Sutton,
Thank you, James.
you guys gave him a 6.7. We gave him a 6.6, and even Will was doing that before.
I wasn't gonna
No.
make the noise. I just.
So 6.7 for
Sorry,
Sutton,
listeners. That's probably
6.6
broke your ears.
we gave him. Shabel Shamoon, yeah, pretty disappointing performance. You guys gave him a 5.1. We gave him a 5.9. Brian Kaltak, you guys gave him a 6.3. We gave him a 7.2. Scott Wooden, you guys gave him a 6.1. We gave him a 6.2.
Wait, sorry. Wait. Who was the first one that you read?
Caltech.
Caltech got the 7.2.
Correct.
And Wooten got...
A 6.2.
Mm.
Sam Sutton, you guys gave him a 4.6. We gave him a 4.5. Reece Bozanovsky, you guys gave him a 6.3. We gave him a 6.5. Gio Diabriou, you guys gave him a 6.2. We gave him a 5.5. Pennington, you guys gave him a 4.8. We gave him a 6.1.
Oh, fuck off.
4.8 for
You-
Penno.
you
I know I said
people.
I don't like the left wing thing,
You
but it's not his
fucking-
fault.
You fucking people.
He was so
No,
good.
we're not gonna gloss over this.
He was our
James.
main ball carrier.
4.8.
Yeah, that's mean.
You're lose. You know what it is? I
Tell
think
fucking
You
viewers.
know what it is? I kind of love this. I think we're starting to develop like channel memes
Yeah,
because I
Pennington-
think,
everyone just instantly
I
votes
guarantee you
badly for Pennington.
every single fucking game from now, Pennington's gonna score and get a 3.7. Like he's just gonna get review bombed every fucking.
Poor guy.
Because you started the
I know I
hardship
make
with him at
jokes
left
about
wing.
it. I love our community, but at the same time, fucking hell, man, that's hard.
I thought he
your
had
fault.
I thought he had.
It's
a better
not.
game.
No,
It is your fault.
No, it genuinely
It
is
your
because
fault.
you
How,
because you
bro?
campaigned so hard for it. When he drops a stinker, everyone's like, "I'm going to show Alex. I'm going to vote badly for Pennington."
fu-
It's
even
your
if-
No,
fault.
it's your guys saying
And fuck-
Pennington at left wing must end. He sucks. Never.
No, I say that the
Die.
idea of it is bad because it's not working, but he still played pretty well for what he could do.
Yeah.
Like, it's not his fault. But people are going to vote him badly because they want to piss you off. So now Pennington's going to get slated for no reason other than you.
Adam Taggart.
Everyone in the comments, please leave a nice little message for Nicholas Pennington.
Sorry,
I'm not talking
Adam
about in the
Taggart.
live chat. No one reads that shit.
Shut up.
Adam Taggart, you guys gave him a 6.6. We gave him a 7.2. Tom Lawrence, I think this was one of his most disappointing performances for what he can do. Now, look, he didn't have a lot of help out wide with
He had
no
no
real
help.
wingers to combine with, but
Help me.
the amount.
Okay.
I think there were too many times when he tried to play that early ball to tags, especially in the first half, and it just wasn't on.
Yeah.
So
He's trying to force it too much.
yeah, trying to force it too much. But I'm
So for that reason, I gave him a 2.
he got a
For that reason,
5.6 from you guys. We gave him
Nah,
a
for me, I'll
5.6.
give him a pass this time. It was his birthday this week, so
What does that have to do with anything?
mate, you gotta give him a pass for that. It was his birthday, mate. He was probably on the piss.
Probably not.
That's even worse.
Josh, I can't lie, mate. Based on what we know, I don't think it matters whose birthday
Yeah,
it is
yeah.
when it comes to getting on the piss of this team.
What'd you say? It's your birthday in 2 weeks.
Oh,
we're going to celebrate, huh?
Will-
birthday next month.
Will, you're not going to like this.
What?
Trent Osler. So the fans gave him a 4.8.
You fucking people need
We
to stop.
gave him a 5.2.
What? What? Who? Wait,
No, wait,
no. What did you guys rate him? What did you guys rate? No, hold on a second.
Wait.
Shush.
I gave him a 4.
You gave him a 4.
I gave him a 4.
Oh my goodness.
I gave him a 4.
Why? You gave him a 4.
Will,
you
you
were
gave
just
him a
talking up how
6.
great of an assist he got for the goal.
And that's it.
And how well he
And
did
that's
apart
it.
from, and you gave him a 4.
Yes.
Are you stupid?
No. That's all he did. He gave.
Get out James's ratings right now.
I've got them here. I've got them right
No.
here.
I want to read them
4.
off of Will's phone because I don't trust whatever fucking voodoo black magic
So
bullshit.
you
got on the
gave
computer.
Yeah.
you gave Pennington a higher rating than Osler, Lawrence and Diabriou higher than Osler.
Yeah.
You are off
You're a
your
disgrace.
head.
No, I
You
stand
are a
by it.
disgrace.
You are
I
off your
You
stand
head.
by
gave
it.
him joint lowest performance in the team.
Yeah.
James,
I wasn't happy
James.
with it. I
He
wasn't-
assisted. What do you mean? He didn't get the fucking ball.
aside from the assist, that was it.
He didn't get the ball,
He was-
James.
doesn't
He was-
matter.
Is
I
it his
wasn't
fault
happy.
that
I
he
wasn't
did the
happy
right
with it.
things? He
Okay,
wasn't
okay,
rewarded.
hold on.
Hold
I
on.
wasn't happy with
James,
it.
James,
I wasn't happy with it.
Tell me what he did wrong to warrant you giving him a 4.
I thought he was too clunky on the ball.
He
When
never got
did he
the fucking
get
ball.
the ball?
When he did get the
When
ball,
he got the ball,
I
he
thought it was-
assisted.
I thought he was too clunky on the ball. I also thought he got caught out of position way too many times when he was, because there was that comment that Lachlan made as well. Lots of times in the throw-ins, he would find himself far too narrow and he'd leave a lot of space in behind or on the other side of
So
him.
that-
and he
how does
wouldn't
that
be able to
warrant-
track
So
back
because
forward.
Lachlan commented
Because-
about his
no,
So
it's
I'm
not
gonna- I'm
because
actually
of
gonna-
Lachlan.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
you're
changing
getting
my Sutton
confused.
rating, by
I'm
the way.
saying-
Sutton now a 3 because
No,
Christos said
no.
Birish should start.
Not at all. Not at all. I'm just saying it was a point that quite a few people observed. He was getting caught out of position. I gave him a 4.
Everyone
I
was
stand
getting
by it. I stand by it.
Okay, so
You know
I
who
said-
was getting caught out of position? Tia Abreu was.
Well, I gave a few people a 4.
No, you didn't.
I did.
Okay, you get Popovich a 4 because that's standard.
I gave Sam Sutton a 4.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, Osler, Popovich, Sutton, that's it.
Yeah.
So you're telling me Lawrence's arguably worst game for the club is still 1 rating better than Trent Osler, who assisted?
Because I think he was still providing a little bit more than what Osler was.
You're telling me Shamoon played better than Osler?
Hang on.
tried.
Hang on.
Oh,
he tried.
Oh, he tried,
Thought he
did
tried
he?
a little bit
Oh,
more.
yeah.
Thought he
Wait,
tried a
wait,
bit
hold
more.
on.
Talk about trying.
Hold on. Another one as well. You're
Right.
saying Sam Sutton, this game in which he got injured, had to get subbed off, and apart
Yeah.
from that, was really bad in
Yeah,
attack.
yeah.
Was
Worst
the
game we've
same
seen
as
of him.
Trent
Yeah.
Osler.
Was the same as Trent
Yeah.
Osler, who got an assist
That
for
was
our
it.
only goal.
That was it.
I always thought
just
we were
wasn't happy.
rating.
That was it, wasn't
Just
it?
Okay,
wasn't happy.
so
Hang on.
wait, what did you rate?
Boys,
No,
boys.
wait, hold on. Just one more thing, Josh. What did you rate Tags?
I gave Taggart a 7.
Oh, shit.
So, but no. Here's the question.
I gave him a 7.
Apart from the goal, what did Tags do to get a 7?
I thought his hold-up play was all right.
His hold-up play was it? Yeah.
His hold-up play was
What
all right.
about the 1v1 miss? Does that not knock it down a couple of ratings for you?
So you would have been a 9.
No, not at all. It was. I
The
thought
1v1
I
miss
thought-
is more
no,
is not as
'cause
damaging
with
as
tags. The amount of times that he was having to win 2v1s whenever we'd send it long because we had no other form of progression. Particularly in the second half, I thought he did a lot better in terms of getting those knock-ons, in terms of
Yeah, but
beating
no.
his opponent out.
I
Thought he was
always
better.
thought the ratings were based on their ability. You can't say Trent Osler's should be a 5
it's
because
purely
he
on the
doesn't
game.
have the same
It's purely
output
on the
as
game.
Lawrence.
It's purely on the game. It's my ratings.
James.
Boo-hoo.
James.
My ratings.
How many dribbles do you think he attempted to actually get past anyone?
Who?
Osler.
I don't know. I didn't look at the numbers for Trent.
1.
1.
He only tried once to get past anyone. So he's saying he's clunky on the ball to even do anything. He didn't try to get past anyone. So what do you mean he's clunky on the ball?
Clunky on
His
the ball.
passing
whenever-
was decent
His
as
passing
well.
was great.
He literally hit majority of his passes.
Yeah, but what were those passes?
An assist, you dickhead!
Aside from the assist. Aside from the assist.
The one goal we had!
Wasn't enough. Wasn't enough.
You're
Sorry.
such a twat!
It
What do
wasn't
you
enough.
mean?
It wasn't enough. I
What do
wasn't
you
happy
mean it
with
wasn't
it.
enough? Of course it wasn't enough.
Wasn't
Because
enough.
Right. No, it wasn't enough for anyone.
Wasn't enough.
Jay.
Wasn't enough.
No, okay, let's stop there, right? Let's stop
Wasn't
there.
enough.
Let's stop there. All right, James, we're done with you.
I feel like
The
these.
fan comments gave him a 4.8. Is that right?
Let me get back to that. I think they did, yes.
I feel like these ratings are heavily influenced by how James wakes up in the morning and how he.
No, because I sent them.
The
I sent
fans
them
gave him a
at night.
4.8 as well.
You
okay,
lot.
okay, no. I can
So
forgive,
I'm
I
not
can,
in
fi-
the-
I
I'm
can
not the
forgive
only
the
one.
fans
I'm
because
not the only
I can
one.
forgive the fans
I'm
because it's
not.
meme review bombing and also it's because his name
Trent
is.
Osler.
Let's be fair. The fans give him a 4.8 because it's Trent Osler. It's the
Yes.
same as they give Pennington a shit rating because it's Pennington.
People
all
are
right?
giving
And
him-
also
people are
half
giving
the
him
ratings
fives,
are, like,
fours,
dropped down 'cause
ones.
Brisbane
People giving him
fans.
3s.
I'm gonna fucking.
People giving
I-
him 3s.
Yeah, they're Brisbane fans.
No, people giving him 3. Why would Brisbane fans want to give him a 3?
No, but James, the thing is, I don't expect the fans. I don't expect our beautiful listeners at home to look at these ratings objectively and give smart decisions about accurate sort of ratings. I expect you to make a lot better decisions than giving Osler a fucking 4 when he got
If I
a
was-
really nice
if I
assist
was-
for our only goal of the
if
game.
I was to change it, it would be a 5.
We were literally talking throughout the
was
entire.
it.
Okay, but what I also don't understand is we were literally talking throughout the entire game, all of
Yeah.
us, including you,
Yes.
saying, why aren't they looking for Trent? Trent's getting in such good positions. He's
Yes.
making really good runs,
So?
and they're not finding him.
Yes, I
Yet,
know.
despite all of that,
Yes.
you gave him a 4. Even though you got an assist,
Yes.
and your reasoning is because he didn't get on the ball enough.
No one passed
I didn't
him
say
the
that.
ball.
You
I was
said-
saying he was
you said
clunky
he
when
didn't-
he was on the ball.
He didn't. What
He-
did
he
he do
did-
to show he was clunky? He didn't
When
attempt anything that he
when
doesn't normally
no,
attempt.
when he was on the ball, I just thought he was a bit too clunky.
Yeah,
that was what I thought.
No
I
one
thought he was
passed
too
him the ball. He never had the ball.
He never had the ball.
He had the ball like once and assisted.
Hold on a minute.
That's like no, but
Hold
that, okay.
on a
I'm sorry.
minute. He had.
What was that game where the striker got like 7 touches and all 7 were from kickoff? That's like saying, oh, he had touches of the ball. He should have done better. It's just like, no.
He only got past the ball 20 times the whole game, and one of them was an assist.
I just wasn't happy with
He
his
had the lowest. He had the
20
lowest-
touches.
I wasn't happy.
No,
No,
he
he
had
had
the lowest-
31. He had 31 touches.
Oh, 31 touches, forgive
Right.
me.
31
And one of
touches.
them was a first-time flick
But
assist.
I also want, broadly speaking, more from our wide players.
But okay, I
want
understand
more
that.
from
I
them.
understand that. You want,
And of course, they should be getting
yeah,
found far
bellissimo, bravo,
more.
bravo. But like, he didn't get the chances to give the ball. So how could you get anything more from him when he doesn't
Because it just wasn't
fucking get it? Because he's
I-
making the runs in behind, and no
James,
one's passing to him.
James, here's the
happy
thing,
with
all
it.
right?
I just
Here's the
wasn't happy
thing.
with it.
Here's the thing. When it comes to imposing yourself on a game, you
Yes.
can't look at wingers who don't get to. When it comes to actually getting touches and imposing
Just
yourself
thought
on a
it
game,
wasn't-
you can't look at wingers and strikers. That's a given,
just
right?
thought he wasn't
That's
good.
a given.
Yeah, I just thought he
because
was good.
their performance relies entirely
Yeah.
on what they can do once they receive
Yeah.
possession. Okay.
Yeah.
Not only did Trent receive possession the least out of anyone in that front line, he was the only one that managed to create an assist for Adam Taggart.
But it was from broken play.
But he created an assist through pure individual ability. That was a
One
beautiful
flick.
assist.
So okay, so one flick therefore means he gets a 6 or a 7. Is that what we're saying?
Yes, because he didn't.
Yes. Yes.
No.
Are you saying Adam Taggart scoring 1-1v1 and missing a crucial 1v1 that could have got us an equaliser is enough to get him a 7? But Trent Osler, with the brief chances that he did.
I thought Taggart's performance was a lot stronger than Osler's. Yes, that's why I got a higher rating. All the fans gave him a higher rating as well. So you know,
But of course he's going to get a higher rating because 1, he's Adam Taggart, and 2, he scored. But Trent Osler,
Bro, he gets like an extra 2 points every time because of his aura.
I
Trent
wouldn't say that,
Osler,
yeah.
Trent Osler, for the time he's on the pitch, touched the ball once every 2 minutes. That's
Yeah.
not his fault.
could we say he should be looking to get more involved in the play? Of
He
course
was
wasn't-
making
of
runs
course
in
on a
behind,
minute.
James.
I know he wasn't getting found, but surely like there were moments where because a lot of the times that happened in the Mariners game, he and Shamoon, they did combine quite well that allowed Shamoon to get into those spaces where he could then drive. How many times did that happen during the game?
What also happened a lot in the Mariners game compared to the Brisbane game?
Of course, there was a lot more space.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he got found a lot more. Therefore, it allowed Shamoon to actually get high with those runs because the Mariners weren't pressing. They weren't sitting in a 5-back. There was space for
They
the Mariners
pressed a
to
lot
actually,
better. They
Mariners was
pressed a lot better than we did.
There was a lot more space to get in behind against the Mariners than there was against Brisbane.
He had the
Therefore,
same- he had-
Shamoon can
he
make
had-
those runs.
he had-
As we speak, he's got a heat map
He's
on.
pretty much got the same amount of. He pretty much has the same amount of touches in that game against the Mariners as he did against Brisbane. The same amount of touches.
But it's context. Context
Doesn't
is
matter.
important.
So that's why I gave him a
James
lower-
Renton.
I gave
There
him a
is
lower rating.
important-
I gave him a lower rating today.
This is never going to
So-
end. We need to get through these
All right, yeah, we do
ratings
have quite
because
a
we're
few
running
more.
out of time.
We had, so Osler, and then Despo, you guys gave him 5.1. We gave him a 5.4. Lizalewski, okay, our viewers have totally taken the piss with this one. They gave Lizalewski a 4.8. We gave him a 6.1. Amos, you guys gave him a 4.8. We gave him a 5.2. Gabby Popovich, you guys gave him a 4.2. We gave him a 4.1. Adam Griffiths, you guys gave him a 5.3. We gave him a 5. The man of the match was tied between Matt Sutton and Gio Diabru on 21%.
What did Gio do to earn man of the match?
I don't know.
To be fair, he was.
I love Gio.
He was making
that
decent
was one of his.
tackles,
That
but-
was huh?
He did make some decent tackles.
But he also
He was good.
got neutered
Yeah.
by the fact
Who
that he
was
was
the
only
tie
yellow
with,
in the
sorry?
first half.
Gio and who?
Gio and Matt Sutton. Matt Sutton, fair enough. He made 6 saves.
Yeah.
He did really well. Gio Diabriu for man of them. I don't know
sure.
about that.
Yeah, but
man.
after he got the yellow, he did make some good tackles.
He did
that
make
not a lot
some
of
really
players
good
would do.
tackles. I'll give it to him. But also, I think that his yellow card, that inexperience, and that poor decision making that led to the yellow card is also a big reason why Brisbane were able to get such an upper hand in the midfield because they knew they were going up against a less physically imposing midfield, but one of those midfielders being an inexperienced A-League midfielder who dives in a lot to tackles that now can't dive in because he's on a yellow. Like I said, I love Gio Diabriu. Fantastic player. He's going to have a fantastic career, and I hope we sell him for a lot of money.
Yeah.
However, that was poor decision making. I don't think that warrants a man of the match performance.
Yeah.
I think it was undeniably Matt Sutton.
Look, I'll stick my hand up. I think the ratings were probably shit across the board from our viewers. And
I think your ratings are shit across the board. to be honest.
Well,
I think
there
you're
was
a
only
disgrace,
well.
James.
To be fair, you guys gave him a 5.5.
Who?
Osler,
I gave him a 6.
What did I give him? I
a
gave him
5.5.
Did I give him a 5.5?
You gave him a 5.5.
I still didn't give him a 4.
4 is saying that he was below average.
Yeah, you are saying that he was one of the 3 below average players that game, along with Gabriel Popovich and Sam Sutton.
Yeah.
A 4 is pretty abysmal.
Well, okay, I'll give him a 5.
No, you won't.
No, you won't.
Can't
No, you
change
can't
once
change.
you've
You
made
can't
the
I could,
decision.
but I will also stand by it just because I think, of
So
course,
you won't.
it is harsh. It is harsh to give someone who wasn't involved as much a 4. Yeah, sure.
But you did it anyway.
But I
Next
did it
time we're in
anyway.
the members'
Yeah, put it
lounge,
this way.
I'm going
Actually, wait,
right up
we're
to
gonna
Trent.
do
and
it
No, hold on.
anyway.
Hold on.
Sure.
Okay, so wait, James, hold on.
Yes.
So you're saying he wasn't involved much, right? But yet he still had more of an impact than most players because he managed to get Taggart through on goal.
That's not how it works. He was not. No, well, okay, so the one time that he got Taggart through on goal, okay, that was it. But what else did he do throughout the game? Nothing else for me. I wasn't happy with his performance, so there we go. That's why I gave him the 4. On to Western Sydney.
No, I don't want to.
On to Western Sydney. We've got them up.
Someone turn off this guy's mic, bro.
Oh my God.
Western Sydney away from home.
Sydney, why have they signed Ryan Fraser
Because
now?
they have.
And
Why?
Ibusuki as
Oh
well,
my
man.
God.
Oh my
Stadger's
God.
last dance, probably against
Okay.
us.
We're going to be witnessing Ryan Fraser going up against Charbel Shamoon next week.
Keep in mind,
Oh, boy.
literally last season, Ryan Fraser was playing in the Premier League. I know he only made 8 appearances,
Yeah.
but this guy's coming straight on loan from Southampton. And yes, I know he's sort of struggling a
I'm
little
pretty
bit
sure
now,
he
but-
wasn't getting good reviews.
Yeah, I know, but that was the same
No,
with Lawrence.
he's my FIFA goat though.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Being shit in the Premier League is being a top 10 A-League player of all time. Like let's
they're-
be real here.
He is gonna absolutely cook.
If
I'm
he's
sorry.
not,
Who's a dog shit
he's
A-League?
very injury
Who's a dog
prone,
shit?
though.
Who's a dog shit Premier League player we could think about? I don't like who's just some fucking
Daniel
bum.
Story.
No, but in current Premier League, who's just some fucking bum, bro? Like some genuine just.
Diego Dalot.
No, I'm talking like bum, like actual like fucking pants.
I'm not sure.
Jack Harrison.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
If you
okay.
take Jack Harrison out of the fucking Premier League and you
God.
put him here, he will break every A-League record with enough time. All right, like saying, "Oh, this guy's shit in the championship" is like saying, "Oh, he's a top fucking A-League."
31
Yep.
was playing in the Premier League last season.
Yep.
He's not injury prone.
He is.
Well, not that injury prone.
No, he is.
He
He
is.
is.
He really
He really, really.
He
Not
is.
currently injured though.
No, but like
he's out on loan as well to the Wanderers.
Yeah, it's
Just
a
so
loan.
strange.
On loan.
A loan.
coming straight from, I don't know. I think he'll cook. I don't think he's.
I
not
wonder what
that
the connection
injury
is
prone.
with Wanderers and
20 minutes again. Yeah, so.
Yeah, who knows? Look, I think he will give us a good.
Stadge needs
He'll
it.
give us a good challenge. He'll give
Stadge-
us a good challenge.
This
Overall, though, the rest of that Wanderers team I think is extremely gettable.
I think this could potentially be Stadger's last game.
If he loses, yeah,
Because
definitely.
they're coming off a pretty poor performance against the Jets at home.
the Jets just that goal the Jets scored.
Eli
was a
Adams.
free kick.
I think he
Hey.
did his hammy not long after.
Yeah,
Oh,
So
the
he
goal was
whacked
so
it
good.
that
He
hard. He was
sacrificed
like,
his
yeah.
hammy for the goal.
Did you see Matter also injured himself?
Yes.
Celebrating with the victory fans after the goal.
I am conscious of time, so
No, you're
can we get some quick thoughts on the Wanderers along with predictions?
You're an idiot.
No worries.
Okay,
Love you too.
I think obviously he's already in Australia. He's been training. Come from Southampton. He's probably going to go straight into that starting 11.
I'd imagine so.
Ibasuki, he might even go straight into that starting 11
He
as
played
well.
45 as well, Ibasuki, against Newcastle.
Luau looked a
So,
good play for them as well.
Honestly, I feel like it's going to be a 2-2. I think we'd be lucky with a draw. We should win, but I do think those two players are going to make a big difference.
I think
to
that this is actually a game where I'd be comfortable in predicting a win, only because I know how we know how Stadge operates with this sort of, I guess, high risk, high reward football. And to be fair, his risks haven't been paying off, which is why the Wanderers
we were
aren't
bitching
doing
about
good.
us being cross. They had 42 crosses.
No, but the difference is we're swinging in crosses to Adam
I do
Taggart,
also
they're swimming
think
in
as
crosses
well,
to
no
Hiroshi
one.
Ibasuki.
I think
Well,
the
yeah.
pressure is on the players as well because they know
And our
we
crosses are
need
coming
to
from
win
Oslo.
this.
Theirs are coming from
They
Ryan
know that
Fraser.
we need to win this Wanderers game because next week when we play Auckland, that's going to
That's a
be
big one.
That's a massive one.
If we struggle to break down teams as it is, we're cooked against Auckland.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I do think we can get a win, though. I do think Wanderers will probably get on the score sheet, but I think we can pip it 2-1. My prediction is a 2-1 win, Osler to score 2, and James to give him a 4.5 because he didn't have enough expected hair flicks per 90.
No, I think this is a gettable game because we'll also have some more firepower, a bit more speed, so we can hurt them more in transition. Wanderers looked incredibly shaky defensively. They're gettable. Going forward, we know what to expect, and hopefully we won't get a red card in the the 35th or 6th minute when Trenny got sent off against West Sydney.
Yeah.
Yep.
Early last month. So look, it's a must-win. And I know we said it last week, no excuses against Brisbane, but yeah, now that we've dropped points,
And there were no excuses. We didn't give them any excuses.
yeah, but this time, now that we're going to have players back, there's more of an onus to perform.
We may actually
And
have two competent
they've
wingers back next week.
They've got to perform.
Yeah. In terms of more
2-1
just
win.
in general around the club news, women's team in very good form at the moment. I know we don't touch on the women's team.
Right,
a lot.
lads, you haven't gotten Josh Dye's predictions yet, so let's just...
Oh, yeah, predictions?
He said 2-2.
2-2. Yeah, he said 2-2.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Literally,
Did
yeah.
you get mine?
Sorry,
Okay.
Will.
Yeah.
Predictions, please.
I'm going to wait. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I also think 2-1. I think Ubasuki will score from some...
That's what
he
I
always
was thinking.
scores.
But I
That's
think
what
we'll get the
thinking.
job done.
I hope so.
Yeah, in terms of general around the club news, Glory women's team seemingly back on form, some good results as of recent, which is really nice. We don't touch on them a lot because the men's team is such a shambles at times that we don't really have a lot of time to.
Their home form has been outstanding.
brilliant.
Yeah, congrats to the
I
girls at home.
envy it.
Susan Fonsonkamp scored a beautiful free kick as well.
She
I
did.
want to shout out that beautiful free kick from
Emma
Susan.
edge of the box, I think she scored a good one.
100%. And in terms of just in more general around the club news,
So
injury report from what we've heard, at least from players and management alike, Jaden Kaczarski should be back for the Wanderers game. Callum Timmins, 2 to 3 weeks. Riley Fox, unfortunately, out with a calf injury now, 4 to 6 weeks. So thoughts and prayers with
Wales
Riley.
shouldn't be too far away.
Wales is possibly about 2 weeks from what I've heard from some people. So hopefully not too far away.
We should at least be on the bench.
I doubt against the Wanderers he'd be on the bench. I'd imagine he'd be on the bench against Auckland.
Who was saying
and-
2 weeks?
I heard.
I don't
I
think
don't want to say from
don't
who,
think-
but I heard.
think
I
he's
heard
pretty
someone. I
much
heard
good to
someone
go.
say hopefully he's back either next week or the week after. Is what I heard.
He should, yeah, because he has been back in full training. I
Yeah.
think that's what he said. So
And also in terms of Steph Kolikovsky, should be all sorted. So
Yep.
we most likely will be seeing him make an appearance against the Wanderers in some capacity, which is nice.
yep.
Transfer. There was a transfer rumor in midweek about Miguel DiPizio. That could be an interesting one to look out for.
But it just depends on how things go, because there was the
Yeah.
story that came out with the Mariners situation that Gloria
now-
interested in DiPizio, Miguel DiPizio from the Mariners.
Yeah.
That was from Marco the Journal, or was that from Ben Smith?
No, Marco Monteverde.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that one goes.
Yeah.
I think there might be an outgoing. There's a rumor that Adam Bulgaria might have left.
Oh,
We haven't seen it.
Oh, that's
to go
terrible,
to-
man.
to go to-
Oh
to go
no!
to Marconi.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Look,
so-
we
that's so
haven't
terrible.
seen Adam in a while, and to be fair,
That's
he
the
had
luck, yeah.
some
He wasn't there
he
the
had
other
some
Friday.
decent enough cameos in his time. He had a couple of decent cameos,
Yeah, I
but
could see him going
just
like
never
IPL division.
really imposed
really
himself.
An honourable
too
mention,
much.
he scored our only goal in our 6-1 loss.
Yep,
against-
yep.
Oh, fuck,
On his
that was a
debut as
great
well, to be
game.
fair to him.
Yeah.
So if he is gone, thank you for your service, Adam. We do appreciate it, and best of luck to him at Marconi
I
in
think it's Marconi.
in the Oz Championship next
Oh,
season.
Marconi, oh, that's a good move actually.
Yeah, I reckon
it's a
it
really
is
good
a
move
good
for
move.
him.
I think that's about it in terms of
I
transfers.
think that's,
and everything.
I don't remember there being any.
But either
major
way,
transfer news.
we had a good conversation with Stan at the end.
Yeah.
Very cordial with his time and very generous. In terms of giving us an insight into how things are with the club. And look, there is a world where we have both Adam Taggart and Tom Lawrence for next season, but obviously nothing's been signed yet, so obviously we can't
nothing's
say
set in
for
stone.
100%. But there is a world where that does happen, and hopefully that can happen because as I was saying to Stan, the benefits for us to say come and see Taggart and Lawrence, especially if we start seeing them really click on over the next couple of weeks.
Yep.
I think it would be massive.
Yeah, and in terms of pretty much anything else, I think that's
it.
all we had to. I think there was one more thing I had on my mind, but I can't quite remember what it is. So I'm just gonna leave it.
Yeah, we've only
Yeah.
got 10 minutes before they kick us out. So
Yeah.
Yep.
We'd like to thank everyone for tuning into the Glory Days podcast.
Next week is
episode
episode 50.
Episode 50, half century. Raise the
Fucking
bat
hell.
for that one
Yeah.
there. Hopefully, we will be coming back after a nice win against the
That'd be
Wanderers to
nice.
celebrate. But
I'll improve my player ratings.
Well,
can
No,
we
you
announce the surprise for episode 50?
There is.
Welcome, Anthony Radic.
welcome, David Srillich.
Calling in live from China.
We do need to get guests on at some point. So
we will.
leave us a comment as to what guests you would like to see on the Glory Days podcast, and we'll try and make it happen.
Yep.
And knowing them,
Bro, nothing's
They're
happening.
going to say
Absolutely.
no. We're good.
Nothing is
We're good
happening.
over here.
Christos, welcome to the. Thank you all so much for watching. We will see you all next week after the Wanderers game, and until then, it is bye for now.
Cheers.